This is the Chief and Shawn show, and we are live in the 405.
We're not live, but we are back.
We're live.
No, we're not. We are back.
And we're live.
Weekly, not live.
We're sort of live.
Okay, to everyone listening, or,
the people who are listening.
the few that listen, here's the deal. Speed Society is going to be hosting all of these podcasts. You're going to be seeing a ton from these guys. How big are they, Shawn?
It's the biggest automotive website in the world, and, they got a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, we're stoked to be working with guys like that for sure. Anytime we can align ourselves with other huge automotive people, this is perfect. So,
also, stop listening now and go and like it and comment on it, and the sooner you do that, hopefully, the more podcast episodes you'll hear.
yeah, the Crow 405, Murder Nova, Midwest Streetcars. Like it, comment on us, tell us who you are, tell us why you listen to it. Keep this going, please. There are people that don't want this to keep going.
Yeah, there's people right now trying to put an end to this. They don't want us on the air.
And we got guys like Speed Society that want to help us keep it going. So
welcoming us.
Let's do it. Rock and roll. Help everybody out.
And while you're there, check it out. Their website's awesome.
A special day in the mess shack. It's Tuesday.
It is.
Is it?
No. There's no doubt about it. It's Tuesday.
Is it?
Yep.
It's Tuesday as fuck. We're in the mess shack. We're doing the podcast, Chief and Shawn show, or the Shawn and Chief show, however you want to look at it.
We don't really know these days.
This is a special podcast. We've been doing a lot of special podcasts lately.
Yeah.
We're a special type group of people.
We like having special people in here.
And doing special things. It's a special place. Today we have Nick from Thunder Valley Raceway Park. He's here, and Marc, Big Marc, you know him from the As Seen on Street Outlaws. Big Marc, he's going to be here talking with Nick and with Cody King from Rigid Oilfield Services. Everybody's here, and we are discussing Outlaw Armageddon 2017.
The original.
The original
no prep.
Yeah.
King no prep, all that stuff.
Well, let's talk about that for just a second here. So, the very first, what I would consider a no prep that I've ever been to was in Denton, Texas, at North Star Dragway. Nick let us know. Nick and Larry down there, they ran North Star for a long time, and we were good friends of theirs. They were good friends of ours. They liked what we were doing. They supported us, and he called and said, "Hey, we have scraped the track."
Yeah, and it was no prep as fuck too, man.
I've been to a lot of no preps since then. That was no prep as fuck.
Oh god, there's no other way to put it. It was no prep as fuck.
Write that down. That's a shirt. No prep AF.
No prep as fuck.
Yeah,
the original.
This thing wasn't just ground. It was like
it was glass. Is basically what it was. Really thick glass.
It looked like the ground after like a 747 crashes and like burns up and it just scorches the earth. That's what this thing looked like, and it was grooved and dusty, and it was no prep as fuck. And we had just came off the street with our cars, and me and Dave and all the guys, we went down there and we raced this no prep, and that was the first time that I remember going to no prep. When was that, Nick?
Had to be like 07, 08. So it was almost 10 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Larry actually said, "Don't do it. Go out there on the highway and race." Remember?
Yeah,
yeah.
No, Larry,
They were trying to talk everybody out of it.
He said we were fucking stupid. I remember.
I remember Larry.
It was so stupid. I went to a gentleman's club because I was like, "This is over."
You went to a shoe show.
Yeah, me and Stryker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Stryker, of course. And I'm sure I borrowed Stryker's trailer to get to this race.
we did.
Just fucking running it off the road and all kinds of shit. Stryker following.
Yeah, that was the noise that Stryker would make in the back seat when I was over the line.
Because he was back there fucking up his tires.
And I'm in Joe Barter's truck.
Yeah.
Joe Barter's asleep.
Avalanche.
Yeah, his Avalanche, right?
Wonder what happened to that.
Transmission going out and
second
shit.
gear because it didn't have a full tranny. And we went to the no prep. Anyway, that was one of the first ones it was the first one I'd ever been to. It was one of the first ones I never even heard of anybody doing that.
So many crashes.
Oh, so many crashes.
The guys in Chicago had been doing that King of the Street deal for a while, like COTS, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a big deal. And back then, we had a pretty big rivalry with them, and we didn't like what they were doing. They didn't like what we were doing. You know, we didn't like that they called it streets. It was at a track. We didn't like that they said you ain't shit unless you come to this race at a racetrack. And so we had a big deal. Nowadays, you know, we're good with those guys. Steven, he's done really well with that race. He's kept it real. He's kept it OG. He didn't let anybody come in and take the money out of it. He didn't let anybody come in and put the money into it. Like, he's kept that race real. He's doing it still doing it the same tracks, still doing it for the same money. He's not making a bunch. I mean, he's doing a good job. Other than that, no prep right now is a big concern to everybody. Because
you can go anywhere, any weekend within a 200-mile radius and hit 30 no preps.
And everybody knows how I feel about no preps. I've never really been big into no preps. I've never really even done the no prep thing. Everybody always thinks that I do or that I have, but I never really have. I've went to a couple of no preps in my whole life, and most of them were at Thunder Valley.
This is true.
And almost all of them were with Nick. So the only no prep that I went to other than that that I raced in was, I think, Outlaw or American Outlaws Live, right?
I don't think I've ever been to another no prep. In fact, I don't even think that I raced at the Denton one.
Was
I
my
don't think
car
you
there?
did. I don't think so.
No. I don't think it was.
But you've been to COTS.
I have been to COTS, and I had a really good time, and I
you
want
went
to go back. I sucked
American
at it.
American Outlaws Live was kind of a no prep.
There was a backwards race at Thunder Valley that was kind of no prep.
King of the
I've
Concrete.
seen memos on it because the NHRA was pretty pissed off.
That was
King of the
what
Concrete.
I was getting towards.
I won 2 of those. No big deal.
The King of the Concrete. So
there was 3 of them. I won 2.
We didn't really like the no prep thing because it was so inconsistent. So like you would go to a track and a guy like Nick would make sure it was no prep. You know,
He's like, this is what you guys wanted.
And Larry, and who is Larry to you?
Larry's my grandfather.
He really is.
He really is.
Okay,
I have to claim
so that's your grandfather. Well, I remember Larry coming up to me in Denton, and he said, "Chief, get your dumb ass over here for a second." And I said, "What?" I said, "What's up?" And he goes, "No, come over here. I want to talk to you." I said, "No, anything you say in front of my buddies." He goes, "I ain't talking in front of all them fucking idiots." He said, "Come over here." I walked over there, and he goes, "Listen, I don't care about all those dummies. Those guys, they're dumb. They've been dumb forever. You're smart. Don't do this." He said, "This is not a street. It's worse than a street, and you're going to get your dumbass and all your dumbass buddies killed."
Yeah.
And I said, duly noted.
Duly, that's what we always say.
Don't challenge me.
We got that from Dave. You know,
Yep.
we used to tell Dave all the time what he was doing was stupid, and he would tell us, duly noted.
Yep.
So that's what I told Larry. And we went on and raced that event, and it was the scariest thing I'd ever done.
And lots of people lost their cars.
Oh,
I mean,
I
lots
was
of good
so-
drivers. I
Yeah.
remember, I think the first crash was the first pair down the road, and it was student driver.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the first pair down the
Yeah,
road?
I think we crashed the first 4.
Hey, and when that motherfucker crashes,
Oh, it
there's
crashes.
a problem because that little motherfucker can drive.
And,
Yeah.
and
You know?
he
Yeah,
was
he's been
known
racing since he
for
was 4.
driving.
Yes.
He was known for
Well,
driving
he gets
fast
in
shit.
other people's cars and
Yes.
he's like Dave. He's like Texas's Dave.
And his-
gets in somebody else's car and goes fast. And then he crashes his car, and I thought, oh shit.
He crashed his daddy's car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
the-
69 Camaro.
Yeah,
That's
right.
and that thing
And
wasn't even that fast back then, and it crashed.
No, but it was, it was good on the street. It was fast on the street. You know what I mean? It was consistent. But that wasn't a street, and that's what I try to tell everybody. So, yeah, the first 4 cars crashed. I was in that group. The guy I just went to Thunder Valley a couple weeks before and ran in the PSRA deal, and Kirk Pipke crashed right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little nervous. Well, then I go down there, and the guy crashes right behind me, like literally, I mean, right behind me, and. So everybody crashed, Crazy Kelly. That's
Crazy
how
Kelly.
That's how he got his nickname.
That's what I remember.
Everybody fucking crashed
Crazy
that
Kelly
deal.
got his nickname from that race because we already knew he was crazy, and we were already crazy calling him crazy. But then everybody else believed it whenever he lost it at the he hit his own wall.
You did.
Which is fair.
In our style of racing and what we do. We never condemn you for hitting your own wall. That's the
That's
bonus
your wall. You can hit
You own
it.
it.
You can do whatever you want on that wall.
You can use that wall any way you want. If you want to
Rubbin's
just scrub
racing.
off a little speed or straighten you out, you can
Yeah.
do that. Well, he hit his own wall. Then he crossed the finish line sideways and went into the other guy's lane, and I think he hit his wall too.
He did.
And
He borrowed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that guy crashed, but it was after.
It was after the finish line. I mean,
So-
it was a gray area.
It was everything.
Hey, the race was over. At that point, the race was over.
I mean,
And he
all
won.
walls are his.
Yeah, and he won, and so everybody started throwing a fit, and Nick and Larry were both like, "Look, you dummies wanted to do this, you know," and
Crazy Kelly didn't have a problem with it, though.
No,
he came over there and said, "No, I'm still in. I won that fucking
I need
race."
some vice
Well, no,
grips.
the funny thing was that he broke all the brake calipers off of it except for one, I think.
actually, no,
Well, he didn't need brakes on a no prep.
What was
That just
great?
get you in trouble.
Yeah, what was great is that the brakes themselves were still intact. It was the wheel that was bent.
No.
Right?
Yes.
That'll
And
do
so
it.
I told him, let's find you a wheel. It would be easy to find a wheel. And he said, well, I don't need a wheel to brake. I just need to get rid of the brakes. And I was like,
So he spins the wheel on this fucking deal,
Yes.
and it's just so lopsided that it's hitting the caliper.
yeah.
So in his mind, it's easier just to pinch the line off, take the brake caliper off, and then put the fucking bent wheel back on it. You
And
know,
that's what
and
he
we're
did.
going, why don't we just find a wheel that we could take one off that other car that crashed?
Yeah.
He probably
He's
has
not
a fucking
using
spare
it.
wheel. He's not going to use it the rest of the fucking weekend at least.
Nope. He doesn't
You know?
need
Hey, and he didn't even want to talk about it. He was, no, I got it. I'm just going to pinch the brake line off.
And like he told us, though, where he's from, they all hate each other. All
So
those
nobody
racers,
would've loaned him
all
a
the
wheel.
racers in California hate each other. So, and if they do anything for you, you owe them for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to ask nobody for a wheel, you know. And his crew guy didn't have.
He didn't even give a
He didn't
fuck.
have a golf cart or a motorcycle or a bike or nothing, not even a scooter. And so when he crashed, he just went, well, and he started walking down there towards him. And then Crazy Kelly drove back right by him, and he started walking back towards. They didn't care. That's what they did. So that was like, it was wild to us. But the surface was so inconsistent. Like on the street, it's usually consistently shitty or consistently good or consistently the same. You know what I mean? Like it's iffy all the way down or whatever. You rarely ever have a case where you launch with a 2G starting pad and then go into a fucking ice capades. You know what I mean?
That's what it was.
And that's what it was like. And most of the no preps were like that. And that's the way they got. Well, so then you go to some no preps and the track is prepped. You go to some no preps, they don't want to get anybody hurt. They don't want to see anybody killed. So they do a little more to the track than other people.
Drag
prep,
her.
yeah. Prep is to your own interpretation, and that's what a lot of people have done. So
But what is prep short for?
preparation.
There you go.
So if you prepare-
anything you fucking do to that, in my opinion, is prep.
Well,
You don't have to spray shit on it to prep it.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, okay, I get the argument the other way because I've been in arguments before with some guys, and I say, you know, it's a no prep or that's prepped or whatever, and they say, well, now wait a second, if it's filthy, like, and Nick told me this, and Nick was the one who got this through my head at the first no prep that we did from the right way, you know, at Thunder Valley. Nick said, let me sweep it, and I was like, no, man, we can't. And he's like, why not? And I was like, because you can't touch the racetrack.
Is that how fucking
before we
stupid
race
you
on.
are? Nick was thinking? You know that's what he was thinking. in his head.
And Larry looked at him and goes, I don't even know why you're talking to these dummies. They're fucking stupid. Let them do what they want to do. They're stupid. Let them crash their fucking cars in. He gets all mad and he walks off, you know?
Yep. And smokes a cigarette.
Yeah. And so, and then he comes over on the golf cart later and everybody's cool. But right then and there, he's just like, I don't even know why you're talking to them. They're hard-headed. They're stupid. Let them crash. And Nick's like, I don't understand why we can't sweep it. So then we crashed the first 3 or 4 cars. And Nick came over and goes, listen, I get it. You want to keep it real. He said, but if you went to the street and it was filthy, there was a construction site or whatever, it was dirty, you would sweep it. And I was like,
Yeah, we have.
I was like, I sat there for a minute and I was like, yeah, you're right. He goes, so why can't I sweep the fucking track? It's the same thing. And I was like, I don't know, man. Something about getting that tractor out of where it is and driving it down this track is bad for no prep. And he was like, so, but if we all had hand sweepers, we could sweep it? And I was like, I guess. He's like, you realize how stupid you sound right now. And I said, yeah. He goes, it just sounds to me like you want to crash cars. I'm like, no, Nick, that's not it. And he goes, well, then you need to define what prep is because this is dumb. And it was. So, but then the problem is at that race, how do you sweep it after 4 cars have crashed?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you run into that problem. So
Was this whenever Tina crashed right in front of me?
I think so.
remember. I think so.
Yeah,
it was
I think
whenever
so.
it was really like ashy and weird out there. There
Yeah.
was a weird dirt out there. Remember that?
Because I don't think they swept it before I made a pass, right?
No,
because they
everybody-
just cleaned up Tina's, and
Well,
I went right down the same lane as her.
Yeah, so it was all in the. We actually got everybody up there after that round to talk about it.
I remember.
And we had to bring the people that lost back up and say, hey, look, it's unfair to you if we sweep it because you had to go down it. But everybody talked about it and everybody agreed. Look, even the people that were out were like, sweep it, we don't care. It wouldn't, and those people even said it wouldn't have made a difference in our race if we'd have won or not anyway. So it was cool. And then from then on, we just decided like certain things don't qualify as prep or whatever. But it gets taken its own way. But that's the great thing about Nick is every no prep that we've been to of his, we used to say it all the time. Are we talking like a such and such no prep, or is this like a Nick Thunder Valley no prep? Because there was a difference. You know what I mean?
There was.
And Marc,
And there still is.
Marc's the same way. Marc would freak out if anybody went near the track because it was our, me and Marc did this together for a long time.
That's right.
We did the King of the Concrete. When I was doing this shit by myself, I didn't have any help. So everybody's screaming at me. And so I was trying to do these big races and trying to do stuff. And I was also trying to race in them. And it just wasn't working. And Marc had a good handle on the people and the politics. And he was good at, running.
He's loud and he's good at.
And he's neutral, and he was fair,
crowd control.
And so we had him at the very first cash days, and he was, screaming at people about beer and drinking, and he didn't have a problem with doing that. So he was a great pick back then. So me and Marc started doing it all together, and then it was a team deal. So we did the King of the Concretes, and that was when Marcia, who was running Thunder Valley, basically said, you guys come here, you bring your races here. And me and Marcia had a series together, and Tulsa tried to, a guy that went to Tulsa with his own series tried to step on everybody, and we tried to make it a big.
That was Odie. I remember that.
They tried to make it a big fight between Tulsa and Thunder Valley. Well, because we had supported Marcia from day one, Marcia was like, hey, you guys do whatever you want, and if you do it here, I'd rather do it here than do it somewhere else. And she had, the whatever you want to say, she didn't care, so she let us do it. Yep. And even though everybody said don't let those idiots do that, they let us do it. We'd race backwards on the racetrack, and it worked great for a few times. And then once it started getting popularity, people started hearing about it. Magazines started doing write-ups on it. That's when the NHRA and other people like that started going,
what are these fucking dumbasses doing?
They weren't pleased.
No.
To say the least.
Yeah, they weren't
That's
happy.
when Marcia went, what?
Yeah,
What?
And so Marcia's like, well, I don't understand. We looked at the rule book, and we did everything it said in there. And the insurance, we talked to the insurance company, and they said, it has to be this long, this far, this blah, blah, blah. But there was a gray area there. And at that time, no one had ever asked anybody if you could race the opposite way on a racetrack. To them, it didn't matter. It's the same. To them, it's a piece of road that or a piece of track that you race on. Doesn't matter which way you go, right? Well, once they started looking into it, it does matter. Because there are things.
there's obstacles down there.
That's the thing.
There is. There's a tree.
There's obstacles you can't move. Even if you can take the tree out of the way, there's still shit you can't move.
Yeah, like barriers.
And water boxes and, so. Then
And the fence that old dude about ran into.
Troy Scott.
Boosted used the fence as a turning point, and Troy Scott about moved the tree for us.
Yep.
We had a few close calls.
Man, we all thought he had crashed.
Yeah.
We thought he was a crash, and we was like, oh my God. Hey, and then he come driving. We was,
Thankfully, it was Troy Scott.
Yeah,
if that
and
would
he
have
could
happened,
drive.
if that would have happened,
that
to
dude can
very many
drive.
other people, Troy Scott's been sideways in that little fucking car enough
my
that
gosh.
he knows what he's doing.
Do you remember
and
who
when
he
he
was
got
racing?
out,
Doc, right?
Doc.
Yeah.
when he got
you're
out,
right.
he acted like it was no big deal.
Yeah, he's like,
Well, you talk to him to this day, and he's like, I don't see what the big deal is.
Yeah.
I mean, I got sideways a couple of times, and I thought I was going to take out the tree one time. I mean, it was bad, but I don't know what happened. It straightened up. I don't know how it did.
3,400 pounds of whoa.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
well, after all that, then the NHRA come down on us, and we weren't allowed to do that anymore. So
They frowned on it.
right, and it sucks because it was safer because it was like a street down there. It was like a good road.
It was
you know what I mean?
fucking cool.
Because there wasn't rubber down and all that, and we've learned that rubber by itself, you know what I mean, is really dangerous because it's slippery. It's,
Right.
You know what I mean? You think about it.
It's got no grip.
Yeah, you know
It's just solid smooth.
exactly super.
And then just a
smooth.
little bit of layer of dust sets on top of it, and you're
then,
fucked.
Then you're literally on ice skates. You know what I mean? And I went to the finals in one of the no preps down there on small tires against Chuck, and dude, it was so sketchy down through there because you let off and it's still spinning. You know what I mean? And it's still sliding. And you're just
There's
like,
nothing you can do.
You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna freaking crash out here, you know? So, and then fast forward from all that, we kept doing it, kept doing the no preps. You guys tried as hard as you could. I know Nick and Larry went through hell for us. They went through hell. They tried to get the King of the Concrete deal to come back, and HRA was like, no, can't do it. And at some point, Nick has to make the decision. Letting these guys come down here and do that is pretty much the end of all of this. So we can't, you know. And so then he wanted to do no preps a different way. Marc steps in. He's like, we've been doing them together forever. Marc and Nick get together. They put their own crews together. They get everybody out there, and they came up with Outlaw Armageddon. And it was the first big payday, big no prep that I had heard of that had literally everybody.
Yeah.
Every big name, outlaw, street racer, no prep guy, it had them all.
That's right.
And they all showed up there. And what's so special about it is none of them got paid. You know what I mean?
This is true. We're cheap.
No, every other no prep is going to have 2 or 3 big name guys. There's going to have 2 or 3, you know, of the well-known guys, but there's always going to be a few of them that are getting paid to show up or have some kind of interest in it or whatever. Yep. And you know, so every no prep has its angle, and you're going to have, you know, well, we know if we pay this guy and this guy and this guy to show up, then all these other guys will show up, and then everybody will come watch it.
Yep.
And so that's kind of the way it's gotten. And then some guys start their own no prep stuff, and they're doing their own thing. They got their own hand in it, and you know, I'm not hating on them. I ain't knocking their hustle. Do what you got to do. There's a lot of energy around it. But since then, there hasn't been another no prep that can compare to the feeling that Outlaw Armageddon has, because every big name racer in the country, big name no prep, street racer, track racer, whatever, if you're in this game and you're doing it, you're going to be at this race. And they come for free. Y'all don't have to pay them. And they come to the shittiest little place in Oklahoma, Noble, Oklahoma. It has
nothing.
It's
got a racetrack.
That's
Yeah.
it. And a Sonic.
That's it.
Man, we got a Pizza Hut and a Taco Mayo.
And it has one hell of a fire department. I've been down there. I've talked to those guys. Those guys are great. And the cops there are amazing.
Yep.
You know, like they really, really, really nice guys. Because when I go through there at 3 in the morning at 25 mile an hour and right at the speed limit, you know, I see them. They're always
no, they're always there saying hi. They like to wave to you when you leave.
There.
So, but all these guys come to Noble, Oklahoma once a year for a chance at, you know, immortality, a chance at legendary status. If you win this race, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because nobody is there to make money. You know what I mean? Like, and people argue with me on that forever, but I know what these deals bring. I know what you guys are doing. I know what it does. I know what the track does every other weekend. I'm there with, you know, we come down there a lot. I know that even as big a race as this is, you guys aren't retiring off this race. You're not making a killing off this race. Anything that you do make, we see it. It goes back into the racetrack.
Yeah.
So, and being that you're one of the pioneers, Nick, you know, been doing the no preps at racetracks that he's been running since day one. Marc has ran some of the biggest and most successful no preps in the country. You know what I mean? Like, all of this combined just makes this a very special race. And that's what I try to get through to people's heads is like, dude, it's August in Noble, Oklahoma. It's
so fucking hot.
It's 150 degrees. Okay, and
It's a misery.
You're underwater. The humidity. Because you're in the Thunder Valley. It's unbelievable because all throughout the year it can be raining everywhere else in the state, but it's not raining at the racetrack.
Never.
But in August, there's not a drop coming out of a cloud, but it is wet. Like, you are soaked. It's so
Your boys
hot.
are drowning.
Yes. And
It's swampy.
It's swampy.
God damn.
It's terrible.
I don't even want to think about how hot it is. But you know what? I mean, I would never consider not going because you're going to miss something if you don't go.
I guarantee you will.
And that's the reason you guys don't have to pay everybody. Everybody's coming because they want to be the one to win it, or they don't want to miss what's going to happen there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because you win. Okay, there's all these other no preps now, and all of them are special in their own right. I'm not knocking.
Yeah, but you win one, and so and so wasn't there.
It's
Or
always that's what
it's
I'm
always
getting at.
something.
And the guys with the red 55, Chuck with the red 55. Okay, that guy, he wants to race. You know what I mean? And he's raced with us before. He's raced on the streets before. He'll race on the streets. He don't care. He's done it. He's been there. He's been a part of it. But he goes to all the no preps that he can. He wins a ton of them.
The car's fucking fast.
Okay. And it's consistent. And he's beaten Birdman, and he's beaten all these big name guys. And he goes out there and he does all these no preps and he wins a bunch. And all I see on the internet is congrats, but.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Everybody always backhanded something because it's always congrats, you won that race. You won again. You've won 11 races in a row. You won 17 races in a row. Congrats. But Birdman wasn't at that one. Or Kayla wasn't at this one. Or, it's always something with those guys. They can never just get good job.
Yeah, and it ain't his fault.
No,
It's not his fault Birdman wasn't there.
But and sometimes Birdman was there, and he even puts on there. What do you mean? He was there. I beat him in the second round, and they're like, "Yeah, but
then he was having problems."
But then you also got to look, and I'm going to give Chuck Parker severe, hands down, congratulations. All these guys that you talk about, they are at every other one of them, or somebody's rebuilding, and then they're at the next one. And this guy Chuck Parker doesn't miss jack shit.
Right.
Okay,
exactly.
But Chuck Parker and Team 55. And everybody that goes with him, with that crew, has the most consecutive wins out of anybody in this sport.
No doubt.
Hands down.
No doubt.
So,
No prep.
is it that fast? No, it's not the fastest. Is
It's
it the most
fast.
consistent? It is the most consistent.
It doesn't
matter about fast.
Fast is a relative term.
It is consistent, and he goes round after round after round. So, is it the fastest car out there? No, there's always somebody faster, but is it the most consistent? Maybe so, but he has more wins under his belt than I guarantee you anybody.
And they don't get, and that's what I'm trying to say, is they don't get even, and what sucks is they're so used to people shitting on them, and they're so used to not getting the credit they deserve, and they're so used to getting backhanded compliments from everybody that even when I say something good about them, or good about Chuck, or good about the car,
They look at the bad in it.
they still act like I'm shitting on them. And it's always like, and it's always funny because I'm sitting there going, how can you take that negatively? Like, I'm giving you a compliment here, and
you had to look for bad in that,
but it's
and it wasn't even there.
But if you look above it though, there's 150 other comments that were backhanded and shitty and smart-assed and weird. And so, like, that guy's the most what is it called when you don't get the
underappreciated, maybe.
Yeah, he's the most underappreciated no prep racer there is. He never gets the credit.
And Chuck Parker is literally, I swear to God, he is
I've only talked to him a
the
couple times,
nicest
but he's a
dude
nice
you'll
dude.
ever
He
meet.
seems like a nice
And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this too for all the racers that are attending Outlaw Armageddon. Chuck Parker is such a great dude. He loves hanging out with people. He loves making friends with people and family, and he loves beating them on the track, obviously. But he's got that mastered. He has actually gotten a band, a full-blown concert for Thursday night, testing for the racers and all their crew. He's put together a concert for everybody to friendship, fellowship, hang out, and enjoy life.
And I don't doubt
That's
it.
badass.
The dude's good people for
Good
sure.
dude.
And
Is he supplying all the Fireball?
They will have Fireball on
I'm
hand,
just
I
checking.
guarantee you. Chuck likes to party and beat people, but he likes to party too.
well,
Great
it's
dude.
just, and where I was going with that is just that, like, it doesn't matter. It just seems like when you go out and there's so many no preps every week, and every one of them has their own thing, and every one of them has their own little niche and their their gimmick or whatever, and they're all their marketing schemes to get people there. I get it. You got to do that to get people in the house, and once they're in the house, they can have fun, and then you get more people next time.
Right.
That's how this shit goes. But it just seems like no matter what, and no matter what no prep you go to, there's always somebody that's going to have something to say about it because they're so spread out and they're so watered that not everybody can make every race.
You're absolutely right.
And so this race is special because you'll never be at another race, another track, another event, another no prep, another anything where that many of the big name TV, no prep, internet heroes, street racers, every one of them will be there.
That's right.
All of them. And they're all fighting for the same prize. You know what I mean? And so that's what makes this one different and special. And so when you're walking around this event as a fan, like, it's going to suck. You're going to have to stand in line. You're going to,
It's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot, but you can bet your ass you won't be able to swing a dead cat without hitting a famous fucking street racer.
guarantee you.
You know what I mean? Like every
guarantee
pit is somebody. Oh, this pit's. Oh my god! And then there's this guy. And then
It
there's
just
this
never
guy.
stops.
It
It's
never
almost
stops.
overwhelming, you know.
And
I mean, I like to drive around in the golf cart with my son at these deals, you know, and sometimes it's kind of hard for us, but you can bet your fucking ass I will take the time to put my son on the golf cart because he likes to go around and see all his favorite cars too.
That's right. That's
you know?
right.
And I'm a fan of a lot of these guys.
Right.
So, and that's what some people don't realize, you know, but it's cool for even us to go around and see all these fucking cars and all these people that are going to be there.
yeah, and
you
so
know?
that's what I'm telling everybody. Just hey, when you're walking around out there, no matter what happens, no matter what's going on, just remember, like, this is something special, and
Right.
who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? There may never be another chance you get to see this group of people in the same place at the same time. You know, the way the world is going nowadays, you just never know anymore.
That's
Shit,
right.
I mean, we just don't have enough time here. You know what I mean? So this could be the last time you see this group of people together racing for how much money? Collectively, $110,000 something. What I've heard, $100,000.
Well,
$250,000.
$250,000 is the final payout.
So there you go. Now you see why everybody's going.
Damn.
You know,
So-
and the cool thing is the things that you never would ever expect to happen in a no prep happen. You know, Daddy Dave redeemed after Goliath won. You know, the win against Birdman. You
Right.
know, and the crowd erupted
yeah,
and went
he beat
wild.
Birdman last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
And blew it up.
Oh
Yep.
shit! I won a lot of money on that. Dude.
You, Chief,
everybody
Like
out
you
there
won
was
too.
taking it.
you
Everybody out
took
there was
a
taking it.
broken car and had your top-notch man Monkey unloaded that thing from your trailer to take it home and put it to the grave. You
Right.
unloaded it and won the complete
Right.
race
Yeah,
against John Doe.
It
wouldn't have made it another round.
we
Oh,
struggled.
there was so much oil.
So
much oil.
happens in this game.
we
You know that
struggled. You know, we really did. But what's so cool about it is I don't know how many times I could ever go to another race and have that many special things happen at once, and have that many things, you know, that are just every time you turn around, something wild and crazy.
It was
is
your
going
night.
on, you know,
It was your
And then-
night.
It's never
to
ending.
win something like this, man. And anybody who's won anything really big, I haven't in a while.
Conquer the concrete 2 out of 3
but
years.
you
though.
know, 2 out of 3, man.
King of
That's
the
right.
concrete.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Thanks, Nick. But anybody who knows, man, and you just there's something about that night when you win something, and you feel it all night, like you know that nobody's going to beat you, and everything. Even the stuff that you're not real sure about kind of leans your way, you know.
right.
It's just your night, you
Yeah,
know.
it-
And
it's a special race. It really
Yes.
is.
and the atmosphere.
And that's
Yep.
that's what I was gonna say. So the way this deal goes is it's so big for the fans, and there's so many opportunities for the fans to get what they want. You know, most fans, they go to other races, they sit in the stands, they watch their guy go down the track, they watch watch all the famous guys, whatever they do. Like this race, the track is a small venue. It's a small outlaw home style track. You know what I mean? And so you can get, I mean, literally right there. You
Right
know,
there.
I'm pretty sure the first year there were drunks helping me work on my car. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't want them there. There's just nowhere else for them to go. You know?
Right.
So
I mean, you could stand at the trough next to Chief while he's taking a piss
yeah,
in between
and,
rounds.
hey,
I mean,
and they
you're right
do,
there.
and they'll talk to me.
And they do.
And they'll talk
They
to me.
shake your hand and stuff
Yeah.
while you're pissing.
Oh yeah.
They pat you on they pat you on the back and you piss all up your shirt.
Or your dick touches the urinal. You know, and there's already somebody else's pubic hair in it.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, don't touch me while I'm fucking pissing.
Poseidon's kiss.
I'm not shaking your hand after I wash mine either.
No.
No.
Christ.
Hey, some of the shit though, man.
So what we're trying to say is, can we save the meet and greet for outside of the bathroom, please?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be really
Elbows
nice.
are a good thing.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't want to hug a dude or nothing in the fucking pisser.
I mean, it's August in
already
Humble,
hot.
Oklahoma.
I mean, I
Hugs
won't-
are pretty much off
I
limits for
usually don't hug
everybody.
dudes anyway, bro.
I hug a lot of dudes.
You're a hugger. I mean, that's
Yeah,
good.
I hug a lot
That's
of
good.
dudes.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
So
Every
so
fucking
here's,
day.
Here's what I got. I got notes here for this deal because it's gotten so big and it's gotten so wild that there's so many things going on. I don't even know everything that goes on. So I had to take notes on this deal, and it's crazy because I remember doing it out of the back of a truck. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember the bracket racers leaving the track on a Saturday night, and then all of us are pulling in.
That's
right.
right.
We're showing up, and the bracket racers are going, "What the hell's going on down there at the end of the track?" You know what I mean? Like, and we were collecting money and handing out trophies out of the back of a truck.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? And now this deal is people come from all over the world. I mean, really.
How many states are coming in? Where's the farthest, Nick?
I think we're up to 46 states. We're missing a couple in the Northeast.
God damn.
Maine, we missed Maine. We picked up Washington recently. Hawaii, we picked up Hawaii.
There's somebody from
serious?
Hawaii.
We've
coming?
got we've got Australia, Japan.
Yeah, we've got a few out of Canada. So yeah, I mean it's a.
Good God.
Oh,
If I lived in Japan, I guarantee you, I'm not coming to Oklahoma to let
In
my boys
August.
drown
I gotta-
in August to watch you
No.
guys.
No, I got
Or to stand next to you in a urinal.
I got
Yeah,
somebody coming.
exactly. Try to shake my hand.
No, I wouldn't do it.
We did get
Or
an
hug
email.
you.
I've got a family coming from somewhere hotter than Noble, Oklahoma in August.
Haiti?
No, hotter.
Holy shit!
They are coming for a wedding, but they're coming in early to go to this race from Egypt.
Egypt. For
They're-
real.
For real.
I'm going to tell you right now, as my name is Big Marc, I want you to announce. I want them to come meet me, and I'm going to place them with the team on the starting line. If they're going to travel that far
Not
without
us.
their, I want them on the starting line with me for once.
Oh, I'll see what I can
For
do.
one race.
All right, I'll
Are
see
they-
what I can do.
Are they gonna like be walking like Egyptians?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are they Egyptian?
Walk like an Egyptian,
They don't use the bathroom though, like at the urinal, so we're good. They
What
want
do you mean they? What do you mean you people?
What are you trying to say,
What are
man?
you trying to say, man? What are you trying to talk shit about Egyptians?
No, not really.
I always knew he was Egyptian.
I got homies in Israel.
It's
Oh man, have you heard this thing lately?
what?
Your brother knocked the exhaust off the Tahoe.
Oh, is that Tahoe I'm listening to come in?
that's Kentucky.
Oh, you were talking about my brother, my real brother. Oh,
With the same mother.
yeah. Supposedly, there was never a test.
That's wrong.
Don't need no test for that.
That's fucked up.
Anybody can see y'all coming from a mile away, man. You motherfuckers are brothers. And we all know your dad is too.
Yes,
He
everybody
put his
does.
mark on y'all.
Yeah, he did. Everybody knows who my dad
Y'all
is.
all fucking three look
He's-
just alike.
My dad's on all the lists.
Yep.
A lot of alphabet people.
These
coming
y'all's
after
kids,
him.
probably.
So it's August 11th and 12th, Friday and Saturday in August. We're really doing this in August.
In August.
Like, there's other months you
We
could
could have
do
done it
this.
in November.
There's another no prep then.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there is,
Yeah,
but it wouldn't.
yeah.
Be this
Yeah, I
big.
guess that's the other thing though. How do you plan for something like this when there's a no prep every weekend?
You let them plan around
piss,
this,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
you're
you
gonna
just
piss
gotta,
somebody off, right?
Oh yeah, I
Outlaw
mean,
Armageddon is usually repetitious every year.
And they don't-
We're off by a week this year.
I tried to
but
get tried to
it's
go
a
before the kids
sarcasm.
went back to school this year.
We always want it to be miserable. It's
Okay.
the best thing that
Well,
ever happens. But we also want it to be miserable at the same
I went
time.
through the history of dates, and I was looking for dates where it didn't rain in Oklahoma.
And last year it
You're
rained
gonna put
its
this kind of
ass
money
off.
in this thing, and I found 2 days that it hasn't rained in 10 years in Noble, Oklahoma.
Great.
And it's rained the last two. No, it's rained the
Great.
last 2 years, fucking years. So I've really done a good job. So not only is it raining, but we also get to be 105 and
Right.
humid. So
And
You
humid.
know what? The
So
good
I've done
thing
pretty
about
well.
it, I'll lose 5 pounds that weekend.
You're welcome.
I need to lose
You're
5
welcome.
pounds.
I promise you, I will.
Yeah, hey, and he usually goes at the second round. Think about me; I got to wear
Yeah.
that suit all night.
Hey, y'all might be laughing, but I was kind of happy you gave me the second round. I'd much rather go out in the second round than the first round.
But he did win the King of the Concrete 2 years.
Thank you, Mark.
2 out of 3.
I'm
That's
just
a good
saying.
point. That's how many of those were
It
there?
is time for him to
How many of
relax.
those were there?
I wasn't there. I heard there was 3.
All right, there was 3 of them. That's
what I heard.
I won 2. That's pretty
not
good.
bad.
Good.
That's
I
not
ain't no
bad.
mathematician, but what is that, guys?
Pretty good.
What year was that? What year was that?
How long ago was that? Oh, you got the same car?
Yeah.
It runs the same? That's the reason you're not competitive now.
Damn, I didn't say that. He did. I didn't even say that. He
Hey,
did.
that's just the way I'm feeling lately, man. Hey, you go to the track with Chief and you run fucking something that you feel like or is your personal best, and then he runs 2/10 faster than 60 foot. What the fuck?
With his parachutes out.
Yeah.
It was kind of a dick move.
I know it was, and he's over there,
High-fiving people and
he's
shit.
over there talking about, hey, no, but your shit went good. Dude.
But you wouldn't want to make the pass after him though, because then you'd just be like, something's wrong with it.
Yeah, no, something is
Yeah.
wrong with it.
Yeah, Chief looked at his time slip and he was like,
Yeah, and he's
for
over
you,
there
that was
going,
good.
For you,
Yeah, for you, that was.
car, You know?
for that car.
You know, for what it is, that thing's fast.
Yeah.
Hey, it does do really good wheelies at the finish line, though.
It does wheelies all the time.
It does good on radials. I'm still happy with it on radials. It doesn't big.
In August, you probably
big
could
time.
put radials on it.
Yeah. Jesus, dude. In August, it's just, August. It takes my car 20 minutes to spool up in that heat.
It's a hot.
But think about the time you save having to warm it up.
That's I know. It's you literally get it out of the trailer and the water temp's already 110.
You got to cool it off.
And you're like,
before you even fire it up, you got to cool it
I'm
off.
like, what the hell is going on? So it's Friday and Saturday, August 10th or August 11th and 12th. Now the 10th is the Thursday before that. On that Thursday, that's when you're gonna have like the day for the drivers. So the drivers get to go out there, set up their pits and away from all the spectators and not
have one night to kind of relax.
What time do those gates open for all the drivers and their crew?
Like really early, like 10 o'clock in the morning.
So not
on
that
Wednesday?
way.
That's Thursday.
Drivers get to
Come
go
in,
there
take your
Thursday.
time, set
They
up your
can
tent.
set up their tents. They don't have to we've done it before. Trust me. You get to the track, you got to set up your pit, and it's a pain in the ass to set everything up.
Well,
and
it
get
takes
all
us a
ready.
while, too.
And then when you're doing
Right.
it, there's drunk people trying to help you put your tent up, and they're sitting in your car, and they're like, I'll back you up, man. They back you over somebody's trash can, And so like that's the day when we get in there, get our pits set up, and then get to.
You just got scolded.
And then that night is when they're going to have like the little get together for the drivers, and do the band is going to be there. And
Yeah, we're gonna have testing that starts at
6.
6 o'clock, and we usually run it till 11. It's $100 a car. You get to make as many passes as you want. You cannot race anybody else. It's a single pass by itself. And then after that is over, we will shut the lanes down, and that's when we go into basically what I consider a party lot. We'll have more fun than anybody. because the Honey Badger doesn't give a shit.
Right.
So it turns into a full-blown party, and like I said, Chuck Parker, Team 55, is going to have a full-blown concert there, and it's just a place to relax and hang out and have a great time.
But it's still going to be hot.
And Marc will be 3 beers in and
Yeah.
just passed out, laid out.
Yeah.
I'm a cheap drunk.
You are a cheap
I'm a cheap drunk.
I mean, everybody's a cheap drunk when it's 105 degrees. It only takes like 1.5.
Yeah, and it reminds me of like the boat races and stuff that I used to go to.
It's a
And that's where you need to be whenever
Yeah.
you're around some fucking water. When it's hot.
Yeah,
Especially in August.
because all these guys, they're going to be racing against each other in the next 2 days for all this money, and there's a. I hate to say it, I hate to ruin the party here, but knock on wood. I mean, there's a good chance that these guys could crash, get hurt, whatever. There's, it's a dangerous thing that we do, and this no prep stuff is extremely dangerous. And there's been a lot of nice cars lost at no prep. So,
That's right.
So that's why Thursday the drivers get together and have a good time and let some of that out, and then Friday and Saturday they hate each other again, and they're racing for the money. So. On Friday, the 11th, racing starts at 4. Gates will be open all day. And then at 4 o'clock, there's Friday night is the Big Tire Open class. So that's anybody that wants to enter.
Anybody that wants to enter.
And the only rules you guys really have is no pro mods, right?
Got to start under your own power and can't have run in a pro mod class before.
Yeah, you cannot have ran your car in a pro mod sanctioned event, and it must start under its own power.
And that's for the deal on Friday.
That's the whole
everything.
weekend. I don't
Yeah.
want a
Whole
pro
weekend.
mod on my location.
Cool.
Not welcome.
I like it. So Friday night you have Big Tire Open. So that's anybody can enter it. It's not special invite only, nothing.
Nope.
It's Big Tire Open. And how much is it to win?
$20K.
What? That's how
20,000.
much I won at the first invitational.
I know. Shit's
So Friday night
crazy.
you can win $20,000 if you have a Big Tire car.
With a $200 entry.
$200 entry, you get a chance at $20,000 on Friday night.
Damn.
And how many cars are going to be in that class? You think?
Oh, well, we've got 85.
85.
Probably going to cap it at 96 just because I want to get done, before the sun
my
comes up
God.
on Saturday.
85 cars are racing for $20,000 Friday night
And
In August, in the heat,
in Oklahoma.
the cool thing is, since
Damn.
we're setting
away
up
from the water.
away from the water. Yeah, there's a river pretty close.
Yeah,
by.
there is a river.
It'll be dry.
Yeah.
It will be dry.
No water flowing.
You
there.
didn't
And if
specify
so,
that there'd be water
will
in
be
the river.
120.
But the urinal will guaranteed have hair.
You'll know it when you're driving through Noble and you see the trees fighting over dogs. You'll know it. It's dry. It's dry as a bone out there.
The cool thing about how we've set it up this year is last year we had our invitational race last couple of years, and they got to see their favorite guys maybe run once or twice. If you didn't happen to go to the finals like
Right.
Chief.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, I'm not-
Yeah.
And so now they can run on Friday. So all these guys are going to enter Friday too to get a little data,
Right.
kind of
So-
get their car set
So
up.
now it's not like it has been at some of the bigger no preps where there's a race your way in or whatever.
No,
so
it's
now,
just a
so now
separate
Friday
class.
night. So because a lot of these races, it kind of sucks to be a fan to go to and do the race your way in because they go Friday night, they don't really know anybody. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because Saturday is the big invitational with all the big name guys that they know. Now, I'm not saying these guys aren't racers and they're not badass to watch and they're not as good or better than the guys that are racing on Saturday, but it's just the fans don't know them yet.
Exactly.
So they go there expecting to see something that that they saw on TV or whatever it is, and Friday night they didn't read that before. Now you're saying in this deal, anybody we can enter, even though we're in the race on Saturday, we can enter Friday night's deal for $20K.
You can.
Okay, and we're entered, right?
You are.
Okay, so there's a chance at winning $20,000 Friday night if you got a big tire car.
So let's just say
And then
that one
there's-
of you two happens to win $20,000. So we'll put that in the winner's pile
Right.
over here, $20,000.
$20,000. Gotcha. So if one of us wins Friday night, we already got $20,000. Now, small tire class happens the same night as small tire open.
Small
It's
tire open.
Any small tire
28,
rules,
10, 5, no
28, 10, 5,
bars.
no bars.
Fucking
Okay.
right.
No W's.
I like that.
28, 10, 5, no
I like
W's.
that
I like
class.
that. I like
I want to
that.
watch
And
that
with
class.
with
That's a good
no
class to
wheelie
watch.
bars.
And no
That's
wheelie bars,
fucking right.
28, 10, 5. So the wagon will be there somewhere doing wheelies.
Bring it.
Yes.
He will be there.
Yes.
The wagon will race small tire, big
Yeah.
tire,
Oh, yeah.
true street.
Wagon don't give a
He'll
fuck.
ask if he can race for you because he's like the honey badger. He just don't give a
No
shit.
That Andy, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy don't care. He'll try
No.
and race on the cruise.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Yeah.
Everybody else is trying to keep their
Right.
shit together. Hey, everybody
Randy
else
don't
is trying
care.
to keep their shit
Yeah.
together. He's
Andy
revving
don't
it up
care.
next to you.
Yeah.
He's going. He's trying
Yeah,
to
he's
honk it
going.
off.
Yeah, I'm green. I'm going.
He's
He's doing wheelies from the stoplight.
That is the downest dude ever.
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy wheelies out of that thing. He
Every
don't-
fucking-
he
You
don't
know he's
care.
gone blower now. He's no longer nitrous.
I didn't know that.
I know that. Well,
I didn't know
he
that.
might still have nitrous too, though, right?
No shit.
On top
You
of
know,
it.
you never know with that guy.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
I did see a video of him racing on the street in DFW here a couple weeks ago. Like he'll race if there's racing, he's going to be there.
He's down.
He's down.
So that's small tire open is Friday night as well. How many cars do you think will be in that deal?
Got about 75 right now.
Jesus Christ! How much is it
There's-
to win small tire?
That's not
open?
going to get done.
It's 20,000
It
to
is
win
also
also on
20,000.
Friday night.
What?
20,000.
$20,000 to win small tire. If you have a small tire car with a 28, 10, 5 non-W and no wheelie bars, and you have a chance at $20,000 to win on a Friday night,
This is true.
and if you're not there, I don't get it.
well, it sounds like they are.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of them
No, they're all there.
But check it out though. This is something special. That's when you know you're doing something special. When there's 85 big tire cars already registered and 70 something small tire cars, it's never that way. It's usually way more small tire guys and half as many big tire guys,
So,
if even that.
Those
Now-
two races, that's what 155.
I mean,
Is that 155
that's
cars?
pretty salty math right there. I think we're like, yeah, right.
Is that 155 cars?
Right.
So 155 cars going down in one night. What time's that deal starting?
4 o'clock.
Now,
But
so
let me
Saturday
also
the track's going to be
add,
amazing because all those guys are already going to. go
Oh yeah,
down.
I mean after first round, it's going to be pretty.
But I mean
pretty
Friday.
legit.
But I mean Friday night they're going to be racing on it all night. So then Saturday, how is that a no prep?
Saturday we get
If
the
you're
big,
racing Friday night at the same surface that you are Saturday, how the fuck is that a no prep?
we will address the track kind of like elves while we're all sleeping. They come in and they
Make it like
prep the
they
track.
de-prep it. Okay.
They gotta
But
scrape it?
let me
Yeah.
also
We got the scraper
add
machine to
from
ride
the
on,
Friday
so they'll
night
scrape the
before,
whole eighth
not
mile.
only is it 20,000 to win, it's also 5,000 to runner up, which in some cases is more than what you win
5,000
at other races
up.
at a full blown payout.
5,000 to runner up.
48. The what we're in.
yeah the 48
Yes.
All Star
48.
race.
The All Star. What about the people who do both and they're going to be racing on Friday night? What about the people who's going to crash and break their cars on Friday night in that deal? Who replaces them?
Won't be a replacement if you get there and you show up and you're in and you mess your car Friday night, then we'll just have a hole in the field that night. There's no
Okay.
there's no race your way
Yeah,
in this
there is
time.
no
This
race your way
So
in.
This
there's
was
not a
fan
chance for one
selected.
of those other fucking guys that didn't
No.
get voted in to fucking
No.
sneak in there.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so
I like that.
Yeah, so
I like that. You take a
so
chance
it's
of breaking your
that's
car
correct.
Friday night.
If you're worried about it, bring a second car. I mean, if it fits the rules, you can bring 2 of them.
But the
Or bring
the car
spare
you're
parts.
racing in the
Or bring
invite
extra
deal,
parts, yeah.
or whatever. Okay, so got it.
I mean,
Now-
some dude's going to drive out of there and change a motor or a piston Friday
doubt
night and come
about
back.
As special as this race is, you're going to see a lot of the people are going to do anything. And I know racers, long enough and been around them long enough that they're going to do anything they can for something this special, and they're going to go to links you would never imagine to get their car to the starting line. I did it. Like, we were draining the oil out of our fucking generators.
Yeah, you were borrowing oil from people
to get it to the starting line, because it was so special. And there was no way that I was going to give up. And, like I told everybody, I mean, that motor blows up. It's, and hey, when they wanted to split in the semis and in the fucking, all the way down through there, they wanted to split because it was so much money. And I'm like, look, guys, right now, $5,000 ain't going to fix my motor.
Right.
So there's no difference in you giving me $5,000. If I win the whole thing, is the only way I'm gonna fix my motor. So, then that's on Friday night, and you're gonna go till it's over, probably 2 or 3 in the morning. It's gonna be late. Then Saturday, everybody has to wake up early again, because Saturday morning the gates open. Racing starts again Saturday at 4
o'clock,
right? But there is a fan zone on Saturday.
Like you said, part of the cool deal is having everybody there at once. Giving the drivers a chance to meet some people, hand out some shirts, sell some shirts, take some pictures with some babies and stuff like that. But we want to have a certain time to do it early in the day, because you guys have things to do. You got to get cars ready. You got to go through tune-ups and load those in. So give them 10 to 2 in the afternoon. Get there early before it gets too hot. Take the kids around.
From 10 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon on Saturday.
That's your time to get up there and meet the drivers.
And you can meet your outlaw. You can meet your favorite no prep guy, internet sensation. You can meet your favorite TV guy. They're all going to be there. You can meet them there. They're going to be at the fan zone from 10 to 2, and there's going to be a rotating door of special people in the fan zone. So that in itself is cool enough, because I always hear so much about, we drove so far, we came all this way, and we got to see this guy and this guy, but we didn't get to see our guy, or we didn't get to, or he was busy, or whatever. He was still racing, I hear a lot of that stuff, and this deal is special because, judging by my notes here, by the end of this deal, everybody's going to go home happy, So then you start racing again at 4. Okay, that is Saturday is the All-Star race.
All-Star race Saturday.
That's the fan-voted Special 48. So that's, you guys went on the internet and Facebook and everywhere else, and you let the fans vote on who was going to be in this race.
About a million votes.
And they can see all the fans where?
At the website. Yeah, that's out
we can see all the drivers in at OutlawArmageddon.com.
It's got all the drivers listed.
So, and those 48 were
minus a couple people.
So you said there was like 1 million votes.
A million votes,
yeah. Okay, 1 million people voted on who's going to be in this race. So if the fans voted them in, you can bet there's no ducks. This deal is, it's the biggest and the baddest 48 cars there are at a no prep. And how much is it to win All-Star?
All-Star is going to be $40,000 to win.
The sheet there.
You're going to have $5,000 to the runner-up, $1,000 to the semis.
Holy crap! $40,000.
$40,000.
So,
what's the entry fee on that, Marc?
Nothing.
$0.
No entry. It doesn't cost
no entry fee
for us, right? But what about for everybody else?
No, also for them.
No, we appreciate that. But what does everybody else pay?
No, we weren't paying anyway. So you have a chance Friday night at $20,000.
$20,000.
You have a chance Saturday at $40,000.
So you could double up.
So you could make $60,000.
$60,000
in 2 days.
2 days.
Racing your car in Oklahoma in August. So now we're figuring out why everybody's there.
In almost less than 24 hours, you could make $60,000.
And it wouldn't cost you but $200 because it's free to enter the All-Star, and Friday night it's only $200 to get into the race, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that's a good shot at money there. Big money, real money.
Real money. That's
real money.
You know what it costs? You know what it pays to win NHRA Top Fuel right now? Do you know what NHRA how much the check is to the driver who wins?
I might have an advantage here, but I think it's like $10,000.
Okay, so relative, it's relative. How much does it cost to run a Top Fuel car?
Probably $2 million a year.
Okay, yeah. I know it costs $4.6 million to get in one. You
wow.
know what I mean? I know that. I know that in order for me to go to Don Schumacher and get in a
because you have to pay to drive those cars.
You have to pay.
It's pay to play.
Well, somebody's got to pay for it.
They don't want you.
That shit ain't cheap.
You want them. Don Schumacher ain't gonna pay for it for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's the Don. So if you want to drive one of his cars, it's gonna cost you $4-something million to get in that car and drive it. Okay.
Wow.
Though they get paid $10,000 to win. That's what you're telling me. Even if they got paid $50, look at this.
Yeah.
You can race right here for $40,000 in 2 days.
I wouldn't make you pay to drive your car.
And none of the cars in the 48 would even pass tech at NHRA.
That's right.
There's a couple. I mean, I know one that might not, but
Yeah, there's no doubt
Hey,
about it.
but he won 2 out of the 3 concrete races.
So that's pretty amazing. Then there's small tire open. Or small tire, small tire
True
is not
Street.
on Street. True Street.
True Street.
What's True Street? Is that small tire? What is it?
True Street, 275 radial, a 50-mile cruise.
You're going to make these dudes be on a radio at a no prep. What a dick.
I am. I'm such
Well,
an asshole.
it is a true street race. It has to be a true street car. Now, I
I get
know
it. I get it.
exhaust and all that, but
I get it.
Yeah, but still they got to
basically
do the mine.
But I'm gonna tell you
roads,
right,
right?
any car that can drive out of that and go 50 miles in August in Oklahoma at 3 p.m.
And we've talked about it before.
I mean,
it's going to
it's-
be hot.
it's hot.
Hot.
And
Right.
they
And
get
if
to
you
they get
pulled
to have
over and
somebody
knows
ride
about
with them.
those super nice cops. You don't want to have slicks, so you got
Right.
so it's got to be radios. Okay, I get it. I mean, I doubt those cops would pull you over. They're really nice.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to be sitting there waiting or anything.
No.
Where it goes from 45 to 25.
So the True Street cars.
for absolutely no reason.
These are. Oh, that's a reason. There. That's a reason. Yeah. So the True Street class is going to be like cars you would normally see on a Saturday night.
That's
cars
right.
you would normally see, street type cars. Cars
That's
you would
correct.
normally see racing, on a regular night in wherever you're from, except
Right.
Egypt or whatever. And that class is how much to win?
Also 20,000.
What the fuck?
It was just easy round, easy numbers. I wouldn't forget the payout if it's all the same.
Yeah.
20,000
Yeah,
to
you
win
just
True
when in
Street.
doubt, it's
Yeah,
20 grand.
20,000.
When in doubt, it's 20 grand.
20,000 to win True Street.
And
never even-
5,000 to runner up.
and 5,000 to runner up. I've seen the True Street class around a long time. Have they ever gotten a chance at that much money?
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't think I've ever heard it that much. You could buy a
Yeah.
True Street
You could
car
buy a
for
competitive
less
True Street
money.
car.
You could buy
You
a
could.
competitive True Street car for less money than what you could win this weekend.
Yep.
And the true street class is still paying more than the NHRA.
Yeah.
You say.
Yeah.
Jesus
That's ridiculous.
True Street's
And
one of the
those-
most fun classes to watch, though.
And
It
those
is a
cars have
blast.
to cruise. They have to drive
Going 50 miles.
50
50,
miles.
not
Our buddy
50
Craig leading
miles.
the way.
Yeah, you could
50.
get a. You could get a.
It used to
a
be
pretty competitive-
30-ish.
Yeah, I
now
remember.
it's ish has gone to 50, and you have to come back, and you are not allowed to do anything to your car.
And how
You
many
have to
cars are
prove-
in that deal as of right now?
There's relatively speaking
80-ish.
80-ish.
Jesus. So there's going to
Okay.
be a line of 80-ish True Street cars cruising 50
Yeah, that's
miles.
kind of that's a slight
gonna be
concern. We're still,
August.
working the bugs out of the
Have we
cruise.
talked about how hot it's going to be?
It's gonna be
Let me-
really
let me-
fucking hot.
I mean,
me
there's going to be
correct
some people broke down.
Let me correct you. There's going to be a line of broken down cars on
Yeah.
Highway
I mean, what
9.
scares me is at the PSRA we had 6 True Street cars leave and only 3 make it back, and that was. I don't know if there's room for 40 cars on the side of the road.
Man.
They better stock up on antifreeze and know people.
I'd
are gonna be
almost like to be around to follow the cruise to see how many drop off.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
hey,
get,
you're not
if
gonna be
you-
doing
if you could-
nothing.
If you, no, I'm not.
Hey, I mean,
You're right.
hey, side hustle.
Ain't no sense in working on the car to get it prepared.
I mean, it is what it is.
This is about all it's
It's
gonna do.
good for what it is.
At this point,
Your time
that
to shine
car,
is done and gone.
It is.
Sean's
Hey,
figured out a side hustle.
it
He's going to
sounds
follow
like-
the cruise with an open trailer and just pick up the stragglers and tote them back to the track.
I've followed him around. He'll drive that car. Sounds like we need to enter the Nova in True Street. I mean,
And put it
20
on a radio.
grand?
And put it on a radio.
You said it's fast on the radio. 20
I mean,
grand?
I've seen it do some pretty big wheelies on a radial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That may or may not be good.
I mean, at the finish line, it was pretty sketchy.
all right. Now
Hopefully, we won't have the old Nova there.
those are the only 2 classes. Whoa! What was that?
No,
Wait,
that,
what was
almost.
that?
I mean,
What was that?
We
Stop.
still-
wait.
we still have something else.
We have
Oh.
missed one class on
Alto.
Friday night.
Pots.
oh, we did
Pots.
miss a Friday.
Wait. Stop. Wait. Sean, what was that?
What?
What was that?
I don't know.
You
What are
said something.
What are you going to do? What are you going to be doing the next
something.
couple
No,
weeks?
you said something. What were you saying? What did you say?
Well, here recently, I've got a little bit of time off, and
Earned it.
I've earned a little bit of
Vacation
time
time.
off.
Did you earn some
I got a little-
vacation
I got a little
time?
vacation coming.
You accrued it?
Yeah, and
I thought he was still on
I talked
probation.
to a few people, and I think the new car is going to be ready. Like
So-
next week.
No.
So as special as we've talked about this race being, and this is the first I've heard of this, by the way.
Are you kidding me?
yeah, wait a minute. We're all kind
I
of
haven't
looking
said anything
dumbfounded
to you
right
because I don't know
now.
if it's true or not. I don't want anybody knowing.
You don't
thing
want anybody
nobody's
knowing that
listening.
you got vacation,
Hey,
or
so everybody that's listening to the podcast, don't tell nobody, but there's a chance that Murder Noah is going to bring the new car. Now,
In August.
the new car has never made a pass yet.
It hasn't. We haven't dined.
It
You
hasn't-
haven't tuned it or
it
anything
hasn't-
yet.
Yeah, it hasn't went down the track, hasn't went down the street. It hasn't made a pass yet. So, as special as the race is, as good as cool as all this stuff sounds, there's a chance
The
that
first pass that
the
it makes
first
will
pass
be
it
a no
makes
prep.
at Armageddon.
I'm
And-
cool with that.
And all the people that are there get to see it take its maiden voyage down the racetrack.
Why not?
That's badass.
There ain't.
I think I'm going to make it just to watch.
We all know that. God damn it! As much as I love that old car, it ain't competitive. There's
It
no
was
way
years
it can
ago.
be, there's no way it's going to be competitive at this race. Not with all these badass people there.
There's gonna be
I
a lot
love
of
the car
badass
too,
people there.
and I love,
You can go ahead and agree.
I love the car too.
But
But hey, it is what it is.
I mean, every good
It
thing
is.
comes to an end.
it does. It does. And I will shed a tear. But I feel like, why not break out the new? If the new car is ready and there's a chance that it could possibly be ready, why not?
Right.
It's kind of one of those things where, and I don't want to get off topic too far here because I want to keep going on this, but because I still have notes I got to come up with here. But if you know you can't win with the old car, if you pretty much know you're going there to support and go as many rounds as you can, and hopefully you go a few
Go
rounds.
a couple rounds.
If you know that,
I know it.
then there's really no reason not to bring the new car because you have no idea with
Yeah,
that.
get some test time with that.
You know what I mean? Like you could go out first round, but you know you're not going to win it with the other car. So I feel you there. Normally I'd be telling you, fuck that. Let's fucking work on it. Let's figure it out. Let's see
Phantom,
what we
edit
can
all
do.
this out.
Yeah, like but it will make it very special if there's a chance that the new car will be there because that's going to be a big deal, and that'll be a big deal for a long time to come because that'll be the first time we took that car anywhere, and that car is going to be a big deal. To say you did it at Outlaw Armageddon at our home track at our
Remember
big,
the first time we took this car out?
at the big special no prep deal with all these OG people and OG dude, it's just that's cool. I think it's cool.
Yep.
And
I would love for it to happen.
What's really cool is, judging by these notes, you could possibly, as a fan, now that we're talking about this, let's think about it. Let's think about it. If the new Murano is going to be there, and he's racing in the 48,
Right.
in the All-Star
Okay,
race.
I'm with you.
Now, you guys are giving away 48 special tickets.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. I tried to explain it to you before we started.
So-
There's not really a good word for it, but you get to team up with a driver.
Let's call it the let's
A crew
call
member
it the
pass.
a crew pass. You know, what I mean, you get a shot at being a crew member basically. So with you're giving away on Facebook.
Giving away
And
on
this is
Facebook.
at Facebook/Outlaw Armageddon, right?
Yeah.
All right, go to the Outlaw Armageddon Facebook
Google
page.
Armageddon, Outlaw Armageddon, it'll pop
And
up.
every day they're going to be giving away tickets. 48 people are going to get a crew pass, basically. So what that does is they're going to assign you to a racer, right?
Yeah, once we get the 48 people selected and given away,
Right.
we'll have a special live drawing where we basically team you up, pair you up.
Right. So you're going to assign somebody a racer. So let's say, Dan, Bud Heavy, Monkey's dad. He's a fan. He gets let's say Monkey's dad, Bud Heavy. We call him Bud Heavy. Let's say he wins, and he gets paired up with Murder Nova.
He does.
Okay. Now, he wins this big bad drawing. He gets paired up with Murder Nova. If Murder Nova wins, he gets $2,500
$2,500 and $100 bills.
because he was paired up with that driver.
That's right.
Now, but all throughout the day, he gets starting line access with the Murder Nova.
Yeah, he gets to go up there and
He
celebrate.
gets to go up there with the crew.
Monkey needs somebody to high five with after
So
you guys
Monkey,
make a pass.
as much as you don't want your dad on the starting line,
he wants to
if
high five you.
if he wins this, you can't keep him off there. If he wins this, because and so he gets paired up with the Murder Nova. Now, I'm positive that every other driver that gets to do this they're gonna go full out with it like we would. So, Bud Heavy's gonna get a crew shirt, a Murder Nova crew shirt, and he's gonna be part of the crew when we go up there to race, and he's gonna walk up there with us to the starting line, and he's gonna get us kicked out for drinking beer, but he's gonna walk up there with us to the starting line, and he gets that. I mean, Jesus, dude, he gets that experience of standing on the starting line as a crew member with
Behind the new Murder Nova.
behind the new Murder Nova, or any of the drivers, basically.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
And because he could get paired up with anybody, but he gets the opportunity to walk up there with them. The car does the burnout, all that stuff. When they go down through there and everybody jumps up and down and high fives and does all that, he's in the middle of that,
That's
right?
right.
right there.
Dude,
He might get showered with Gatorade if you win.
that is unbelievable.
And I didn't
never
tell you this
heard-
for the notes, but since we brought it up earlier, he also gets to accompany the driver to the bathroom to be the bodyguard, so you don't have to do the
There you
piss
go.
shakes.
In Noble, Oklahoma, in August, you don't piss. It doesn't matter how much you drink.
This is true. We haven't really addressed that, but there will be no pissing.
You sweat it out.
Yeah, if you're pissing, there's absolutely something wrong.
You haven't drank enough beer
So with this
or
deal,
water.
They get a T-shirt, an autographed T-shirt or crew shirt with the driver that you guys assign them with. They get starting on access with that driver, and all they have to do is go to the Facebook page, Facebook Outlaw Armageddon.
Find the post.
Pay attention there. Find the post. Win the drawing. Get randomly selected, whatever, and then be at the race. That's all.
That's
you gotta
crazy.
You have to be at the race.
Got to be at the
for that
race.
to
You don't have to have
happen.
your tickets yet. Once you
That's
win, you get
insane.
selected. You can
That's
buy
a
your
chance
ticket.
of a lifetime.
And I know that you said you were going to give them the shirts or whatever, but I'm sure all the drivers will participate in this deal. I know we will. I mean, we'll give them a crew shirt, the whole deal autographed, and they're going to get to go up there with us and be a part of what they watch and what they see, and get to celebrate, and or fight or get pissed off or whatever like everybody else does.
They will get to stand next to Shawn if he wins.
And tell him
take
the deal.
a picture when he's holding his trophy.
Yeah, I mean,
and it is a big deal.
I think we
Monkey's
take it for
dad-
granted because we've grown up at the racetrack and doing it. And
yes.
I worked on these start lines with Marc, and you just stand there and you're used to high fiving people and talking shit.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we used to be
Being a
on-
part of it, I mean, you come up with it with people
can
that have
you
become
imagine-
fans, through the show and to be up there. I mean, it's
to be
an experience.
and they're not going to look like because these fans aren't going. They don't. Most fans don't dress like us. This is general public fans. You know what I mean? So
Right.
they're going to have like a Hawaiian shirt on or whatever.
We're gonna have to outfit them. We're gonna have to give them. We're gonna have to give them the
so
look.
when they walk up there with us and they're in their Hawaiian shirt and their khaki shorts and their sandals, they're not going to look. They're not going to look right because we all wear black and shit. So we're going to give them a crew shirt, and no one's even going to know that they're not.
And they're gonna think it's
That's
legit.
right.
We'll get them
That's
a flat bill
absolutely-
hat.
Especially if they have sandals on.
Yeah.
He's in a flat bill
It'll
hat,
fit right in.
And then Monkey's dad, if he wins, he'll get to tell Monkey the deal on what's going on with the car. Is it going
What
right
we
or
need to
left?
check in between rounds.
Hey, and if the other guy jumps, they're going to get to scream and yell and get in the middle of it.
I mean, if there's a conflict, I mean, I really think they need to be involved in that too. I mean, they need to be cussing and yelling.
I think that's great.
Now, how
Monkey has an issue with it.
Now, how much does this guy?
How do we get rid of it?
Yeah, Monkey's like, now this guy really doesn't get to make decisions on the car.
I mean,
though,
how much
right?
authority does he have around our pits?
But in order to get this, pass, how do you get registered, or how will your name be in a drawing for them to pick this?
You just got to watch the Facebook page.
But how is your name going to be on that Facebook page?
You're gonna find the post. You're gonna like. You're gonna share. It's a big flyer. It's got 48 all stars on it. You can't miss it. It's got 48 of the baddest motherfuckers in the world.
So you like it,
You're
share
gonna find it. You're gonna share it. It's gonna enter your name. I get to go through the thousands of people that share it every week and
There you
randomly
go.
draw it. And then we announce it, sends you an email.
Wow.
You're
You
set
just
up.
click on the share and then write down their names.
So all you got to do
God,
Fucking
this is
right.
why you keep this guy around. He's
You
figured
know.
that shit out.
Monkey wants to find out.
He
how
wants to find out so he can block it from his dad.
So he can-
Look, you got to be old or Puerto Rican to win that shit. Ain't no fucking. Don't even fucking enter.
so that is amazing. Like I don't even. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
to
that's
me,
gonna be
that you can
killer.
buy a ticket to a race and have and share the Facebook post and have a chance at walking up on the starting line with Dave or Chuck Parker, like we were talking about, or
the Elko
any of these guys.
or
and,
anybody.
and you get to see, the El Camino.
Fucking El Camino. You
or-
can pit crew.
You can ride in the back of the El Camino.
You can put the tailgate down and ride on the back of the El Camino to the fucking starting line.
Yeah, and you could be the guy telling the other guy's crew, man, it's gonna suck. You get beat by this guy.
Yeah, fastest tailgate in the world.
Hey,
you can say shit
but
like that.
If you win the opportunity to hang out with the Elko, I personally, Big Marc, will show you how to smoke thumbs.
And hey, you won't even know what that is unless you win the opportunity.
Unless you win.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Nobody's
definitely
gonna
gonna pick
know.
up on a lot of inside jokes.
yeah,
I think if you're
Nobody's
there.
gonna know.
You're gonna, and you'll get to be around a lot of crazy shit, really. So I think there should be a non-disclosure agreement, though. If you win and you get to hang out with Chief,
Yes,
like, you don't get to tell
Yeah.
anybody what Chief does.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you
probably
know-
should be 18.
Yeah.
Probably should be 18. Yeah.
But if you win a deal
More
with
like
Chief,
21.
I'm not showing you how to
Hopefully
smoke
don't
a thumb,
have to- Yeah,
though.
hopefully you don't have to pass a drug test at work. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. You know?
They don't call it the meth lab
and
for
you
no
probably
reason.
probably should be male.
Definitely.
Just gonna throw that out there.
So, with that said,
We may need to look at this a little bit.
It's taking all the
a little
fun out of
bit, guys. Guys, just stay posted to this on Facebook.
I mean, it
We're gonna
sounds,
change
it
some
sounds to me like the guy that Sean's describing is Monkey's dad.
yeah.
No doubt about it.
Looking good for him, bud.
Yeah, it's looking pretty sweet.
I think he's got a special in here. He's gonna win. Dan Gardner's gonna win. And
Yeah, he is.
You remember he had his own shirts made, right? He's got Bud Heavy shirts. Hey, you could win a chance to hang out with Bud Heavy
There
after
you
this is
go,
all said and
dude.
done, you know. And then he could tell you the deal all day. You get to walk around with him and get the deal.
I'm not trying to break my Facebook page. Calm down, Chief.
Monkey's really worried. He's really sweating. He's like, look, man, the shocks and shit though, they're not touching those, right? Like,
No.
Okay, now, with all that being said, you got a chance to meet all your drivers. You got a fan zone going on. You got the big tire class, the big tire open, small tire open Friday night. You got the truck and SUV class
On Friday night.
as well, right? And that's any truck or SUV, obviously. And what's that to win?
5,000.
It's only $100 entry though.
Oh,
with a
$100.
5,000 to win and
I thought
1,000 to the
we were on a
runner-up.
roll with
Oh,
the
it's
20,
20,
man.
I know.
We were on the roll with the
I'm
20.
sorry.
What happened?
There goes the win and doubt. Huh?
But you're not far behind the NHRA.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that class. Jeep Cherokees or whatever and fast shit go down.
That's
through
right. Jackie Knox.
Wagon Saturday. Jackie Knox. That's
Oh,
fucked up.
I'm just saying, it's a truck.
That's
kinda fucked up.
Okay, Tina Pierce also.
Oh, what a dick. What a jerk.
No, they're trucks and SUVs. There's some fast SUVs out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way to go. You can't back up now.
Yeah.
Foot in mouth, Mark. You're screwed.
I'll patronize them now, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm going to start smoking thumbs now.
Saturday, the All-Star race. That's the fan-voted 48, and then the True Street class. And while you're there, obviously, all the drivers are going to have merchandise on hand. You know, everybody's going to have their stuff there. You can buy the stuff, stand in line, buy it, have them sign it, take pictures with it, wear it, throw it around, swing it around your head like a helicopter. You can do anything you want with it.
I'm going to throw out just something for all the fans to be courteous when they roll out here. Just some things you need to know about hanging out in the pits. If you're going to go out and meet your favorite driver, like we said, when we're not paying these guys to be there, they're racing for a lot of money, but they're doing it to meet their fans. So go out, buy their shirts, see them. Don't go buy a Chief shirt and then take it over to Dave to have him sign it. That's kind of a dick move.
That doesn't.
I don't feel like that's a dick move. I sign a lot of other people's stuff.
I mean, I get it, and you
know what I
do
mean?
because you
And
want to take
because
care of your
they're the
fans, but
and,
support your drivers too. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
I agree, but by supporting your driver, if you buy a Dave shirt and bring it to me to sign it,
Of course you're going to sign it. You're not going to tell anybody to walk away,
Well, of
but I'm
course
saying.
not. And I'm not a hater. If Dave sells a shirt, I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? Because that helps him race.
Yeah,
You know?
nobody's
And-
saying don't go buy a Dave
Yeah,
shirt.
no,
We're saying
I'm just-
bring some extra cash and take
Yeah.
home a few shirts.
But as far like I would rather sign other people's shit all day and deal with awesome people than sign all my own shit and deal with jerks. So like the courteous thing, I think that what people just need to understand is that this is special. So when you're walking around there, if you're having to deal with lines or you're having to deal with this, you're having to deal with that.
It's
or
hot. Don't
you
forget,
can't-
it's August.
You can't
It's
find anywhere
August.
to park or whatever. Like no matter what it is, when you're walking around those pits, if you start to get frustrated about anything at all, if it starts to get to you like this motherfucker right here,
I've been hollering at him for 45 minutes and he won't turn around.
just remember that. Look around. You are in a very special place. You're on sacred ground, basically. Like this is a big fucking deal, and just be happy that you get to be a part of it, and you get to be there. And eventually, everybody's gonna have time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But like, you just never know what you just walked up on. You may be the one guy who walked up after 45 people just stood there and yelled at Dave or whoever and screamed at him, told them how bad they suck or how green or whatever, or they won't talk to their kids or whatever.
Yep.
Like you may be the guy who just walked up after that and everybody's pissed off. You know what I mean? So just remember, like this is a big deal, and the drivers they're so focused, and they have to be because it's so dangerous and it's so scary, and their families are on edge, and everybody's
And
on
these
edge.
guys don't have big crews working on their cars and stuff too. Like Chief tunes my car, he tunes his car.
Right.
And then all
That's
of
right.
us do the suspension work. We do everything. We don't have a team of guys where we can be the driver and we can be.
You can't be John
sitting
Forrest and
in
be out
line.
kissing babies the whole time while they get your
the
car
whole
ready.
time.
Yeah,
So
every
in
one of
between
y'all.
coming
Yeah.
over and getting, signing some stuff and all that, then we're back to working on our cars.
You know, I'm also
just
going to
bear
go.
with us, and we will
Yeah,
eventually
bring your
come over
patience.
there.
That's what we tell everybody.
Yeah,
bring your
yeah, bring your
patience.
patience.
Because we have to bring ours.
Yeah.
I mean, I blow
I
up
mean, there's
going to
be 20,000 people there. You can't
I'm-
meet and sign pictures for everybody. You're going to do as
Exactly.
best that you guys
Well,
can.
hey, man, last year, me and
I
Chief
think
stayed
you
out
did like
there till
19,000
3,
last year.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got
after
like
the race. You're making sure that until everybody over there was gone.
Yeah,
But
I
the
watched your
first
line.
year-
Just keep going.
The first year, and and the bring your patience or whatever, that goes for more than just them. It's also the drivers bring their patience
Yeah.
because, and the first year I fucking blew up at Shane. You know what I mean? Shane, he's our own. He's our boy. Shane, Shane fucking. He races on the list. He raced for us, the 405. He's been with us a while now, and he races and he street races and he's legit and. He's a nice guy. He really is.
He is a nice guy.
He really just wants to help everybody.
But at that point in time, I was so frustrated because I had a car that I felt like was competitive at the time. The car was running good, but I had a failure or whatever. The car and the suspension was falling off the car, and the motor's puking its guts out. And so I'm working on it, and it's hot.
It's August.
Because it's August.
Right, and I had been to the trailer to
was
get
so
tools,
hot.
like 50 times. And you got to remember too that this is special to us and our families too. So all of our people are there in the pit, and everybody's there, and they're trying to get along, and it's a small area sometimes. And so I couldn't even get to my tools. You know what I mean? Because all of our own people, not the fans, just our own people. And so, but you want them there. You know what I mean? Because they're part of it and they need to be there. But
I'm trying to figure out how you yelled at Shane at some point.
well, hey, that's
He's getting there.
I couldn't.
He's getting there. He's telling you all the stuff that's pissing him off.
Oh, this is why he's pissed.
getting to
Okay.
it. He's getting to it.
Just remind everybody that Shane is still your friend, though.
Yeah, no, I love Shane. No, I
No,
love-
everything was fine after that.
love
I looked at Shane and went, "Oh."
And so I couldn't even get to my tools. And then when I finally try and get to my tools, they're loaned out or whatever. People are standing on them, using them to hold coolers up or fans on them, whatever. So then I'm fucking pissed off, right? And so I go over to the car and I'm trying to beat this thing into submission, and we had to realign the car. Yeah, the spindles. Yeah, we fucked up the front suspension. So I'm beating the front end back into submission here, and I'm using a crescent wrench to whack on this fucking spindle, just wailing on it. You know what I mean?
He's getting pissed off all over again.
You're pulling some
so
crazy
funny.
Kelly shit.
Like
was so
Homeboy's
funny.
dad in that movie. What's that movie where he's where he's plunging the toilets or whatever? Deuce Bigelow. Like Deuce Bigelow's dad in that fucking
Just over there working your ass.
wailing on this fucking thing with a crescent wrench, dude. Hey, I'm reaching back and I'm just wailing on it. And
He's sweating.
Oh,
Did we mention it was hot?
Yeah.
In August.
And I had probably beat it to where it needed to be, but right now I'm just swinging on it.
You're
You know
going
what I mean?
past.
Like,
You're going
I'm-
past where it needed to go.
Yeah.
Just to.
And everybody knew that I was pissed, so everybody kind of left me alone for a minute.
Nobody
Well,
said anything to me.
Hey, and everybody had backed off and left me alone, and and Shane walks up and he stands right in the way. First of all, hey, then he stands right in front of the fan, right?
So now you're sweating even more.
Yeah, and I'm getting all of his sweat runoff, breeze, air blowing.
His
on
ball
me.
sweat.
Yeah, because I'm
Falling on your face.
Because I'm on my
Fresh
knees.
Shane sweat just blowing right on
I'm
him.
on my knees, and he's standing above me, and he goes, hey, they make a hammer for that, right? Yeah. I fucking
As soon
lost.
as I heard him say that, I went, oh, and I walked off.
I come unfucking glued on Shane at that point in time.
And Shane just walked up, and normally something like that, saying that to somebody in the shop, we'd all laugh. And
He's just
fuck
trying to
you,
bring a little
and,
levity over
but
to the
hey,
situation.
Bottom line is, it was
the wrong time.
And dude, he said that, and I just come unglued, and I lost it, and I gave him
Poor
a
guy.
fucking ass chewing, and so he goes, sorry, man, and he goes, I just wanted to help, and I was like, God damn it. So then it pissed me off even more,
Because now you feel like a dick.
because now he made me an asshole. You know what I mean? Like you walked over here, it pissed me off. Now
It
I'm
made
an
me
asshole.
feel like an asshole.
Yeah. Hey, and so then he just slowly walked off. His head was down, drug his feet, and Sean's like, "Come here, little buddy." Come here. And he goes, "He didn't mean
I had to
it."
pull him to the side. I had to pull him to the side and have a talk.
You gave him a little pep talk.
So I don't, man. Hey, he's just frustrated, man. It's all right.
I wonder
He
what
still loves you.
Hey,
I wonder what he told
Shane,
Bob
everything
about
will
that
be good,
situation.
But if you stay here right now and try to make it better, it's
not gonna work.
It's not going to work. Things will be better later.
And then, but we won the next round, and then I saw Shane, and it was high fives and hugs, and I love you, and I'm sorry I yelled at you, and you know it hurts me more than it hurts you when I do that.
It's like when you have to spank your kids. Did you? I mean, sometimes your kid needs an ass whooping, but it hurts you more.
Now that's
told him
just a
that.
dink move.
I said, baby, why you make me hit you like that? You know how bad it hurts me to hit you.
In August.
But I'll go upside your head. But you know, I drink tequila, I'm going to go upside that head.
I'll let you know, Sally, I get in that bottle, I'm going upside your head. Kapow!
This hurts me worse than you.
And I told her, and I said, I don't know why you make me yell at you like that.
Yeah.
But,
Poor Shane didn't deserve that, I don't
hey,
feel.
and he went back and he told Bob, he said, leave Chief alone. He is angry.
Yep.
So, but,
90% of the time, that would have been fine to say that. It was just the wrong time.
it was the wrong time. And then I felt like a dick. And of course, it was like right at the moment where like the generator quits, the music stops, and I start screaming. And I start screaming at Shane. Nobody heard what he said.
But everybody heard
But then
you.
I start screaming, and everybody's just like, "Arr!" All these little kids are covering their ears, and I was just like, damn, I really fucked that deal all up. But, whatever. Everybody's good. Now. That's part of being around this group as long as we have and dealing with all this shit. Sometimes we yell and get mad and scream at each other, but then
When we know each other enough to know, like, I know when Monkey's fucking mad. Look, don't fuck with Monkey right now. Don't
right.
argue with him. If he tells you something and you don't really believe it, just go on. Now's not the time to argue with him about it.
and if you get picked to be on my crew, you might be Shane.
Yeah, you might get yelled at.
You might get screamed at. If you walk up and say something fucking stupid,
it's gonna happen.
But if you just wait until after that round, it'll all be good.
Right, and but it'll all be good anyway. But that's the kind of thing I'm talking about with the patience. Like, Shane just didn't understand that there was 20 drunk people trying to help me on that car, and I barely get them pushed back. I barely get them. They're setting beer on my car, and then they're telling me, "Oh man, I drove all the way from Slaughterville just to see you." That's 10 minutes, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, and my kid.
That's the closest anybody's came all day.
And he's like, and then they're telling you, "I want 4 2X shirts, 3 hats," and then their kids stand there. They don't get their kid
Couple
nothing. You know what I mean?
koozies.
Yeah, and then you give their kid a shirt for free because you feel bad. Then he wipes his face with it. And it's like, fuck you, man. You know what I mean?
Don't be that guy.
We'd have to deal with that shit all day. And so you just may be the guy that walks up, and you might be Shane if you say something retarded. So just bring your patience, But then there's other times when we're gonna go out of our way to make people feel at home. You know what I mean? And you can get close. That's what's cool about Thunder Valley, and that's what's also
You can get close enough to
kinda weird.
hear Chief yell at Shane.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can get close enough to
If the music goes off.
Yeah.
You can get close enough to smell my dad's cigarette. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's
Didn't know where you were
and that's
going with
part
that.
of-
Or know what brand he's smoking.
Yeah.
That cigarette.
Or help him roll.
That's the other part that's cool about Outlaw Armageddon and mine and Nick and my best friend couldn't be here today, Jesse. He's working today, but our vision is for everybody to be here and for people to come out and actually see the emotion, the struggle, the fight, the happiness, the good times with the bad times in one establishment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys are all you guys are either filming or traveling or doing this and living a chaotic life, and you're actually coming to your house where it all started. You know what I'm saying? And the emotion that goes into protecting your house and having to prove something in your house against all your brothers and people from all over the country. This is your house, and it's worth fighting for. And in my mind,
hard.
I feel
I am
that
too.
hard.
This is quite the speech.
It is.
I'm pretty
It is.
good
He
at it.
practiced
But
this deal.
another thing I wanted to add about the shirts also is that there's so many of you guys on one property that please don't anyone forget that each one of these guys have their own pages or websites that
brands, their own
You can order your shirt now and then take it there and get it
you can
signed.
actually spend your time going around and captivating that emotion from each pit, and you can see every single person, and you can get on their website and you can order it, and it could almost be at your door by the time you get home.
it'll be
from
at your door.
traveling.
Oh,
it would be.
No, that's what
So
that's what I was fixing to tell him is you
spend
can,
some time to get out there and see these guys, and that way you can brag and not say say, well, I stood in this line for 4 solid hours to get one signature. I met and saw everybody.
Speaking of bragging, I think some of these guys are actually doing some cool stuff just for Armageddon. I mean, I've heard there's rumors. There's rumors bouncing around. There's some pretty cool shit happening.
Everybody's doing cool stuff. There's no doubt about it. But like Marc was saying, like you can don't go
waste your
there
time.
to stand in line to buy a shirt. Don't get me wrong. We love it. We love for you to buy our stuff because it helps us race. It helps us get there. Lord knows Nick and Marc ain't gonna pay us nothing. So
I'm straight.
So it helps us to be able to do this when we sell merchandise. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot of money to do this shit all the time. So don't get me wrong. We'd love for you to stand in line and buy a shirt from us. But at the same time, don't stand in that line. Stand in the line where you get to meet the outlaw.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I would rather you meet all the outlaws than stand in my line for 4 hours and buy a shirt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want that. I would tell you, don't do this. It's not, don't
you can
do
sit
this.
on your couch right now and order a shirt from
We
Chief.
tell people all the time, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
And
Why are y'all guys standing in this line?
Right.
And it's so easy now to get your merchandise. So have your merchandise when you get there, and then you get somebody to sign it. It's quick and easy, and you don't have to wait on to buy it, and you don't have to deal with the lines and all that. You can order your shirts now. You can order them from everybody. You can order them from us. Hell, when you buy your tickets, it gives you the option to, it did for a while there. It gave you the option to buy a special design Armageddon shirt. And I mean, I don't know. I know everybody's doing something special. We have 2 special designs for Armageddon that we already sold. We made 600 of them, right? Phantom?
300 of each shirt, yes.
We made 300 of each shirt. We sold 300 of them already on the website for Outlaw Armageddon, right? There's 300 left. We're not selling those on the internet, right?
You got to come by.
Those you have to wait in line for. Those are worth waiting in line for.
Those shirts, you have to come to the event and wait in line for that specific shirt. But it's only for that event. We'll have all the other merchandise there. It's all on the website. You can order it now. It'll be at your door in a couple days. You bring it to the event. We'll sign it, whatever. But there are special things that everybody's doing for this event. So, like, this is a special shirt that will never be brought back. It'll never be sold again. It'll never be duplicated. It's the Motley Crue shirt of when you were there. You know what I mean? Like, I was there, man. I was there
when I toured in '87
when it went down, man. In '87, I was
man.
there, man. I got the shirt, and that like
that's what Monkey's dad's gonna be telling people. I was on Chief's crew, man.
I was on the starting line when the brawl broke out, man. I broke this bottle over Asian's head, man.
Poor Asian.
So there's, get your stuff now if you can, but there are special things at the event as well. The fan zone thing, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a revolving door of special people in the fan zone from 10 to 2 on Saturday. Then there's the starting line crew passes that you get with the drawing for sharing the Outlaw Armageddon page. And then there's special shirts at the event. There's special seats. Like you get, let's see, they're sold out now. Am I right? There was a starting line bleacher set, right?
Right on this, basically right behind the water box.
Right behind the water box, there was bleachers, and those
seats, the ones that's right this far from the bleacher.
Yeah, those seats are when they spit at you.
And they boo really loud. You can hear them really good from inside the car.
Hey, I made a lot of money going to them bleachers last year. If you're in those bleachers, I'm gonna come bet starting line.
Oh yeah, they like to bet.
Hey, those guys there, they break out the money.
Man, there was hundos all over that starting line last year.
I took a lot of money from some of them guys up in them bleachers.
But those seats were $125 a piece. They're already sold out.
So you know that they're
high rollers,
money, though.
Yeah.
Now there's still on each side of the bleachers. There's the corner seats of the bleachers on each side, and those are like the VIP seats. There's only I think how many of the $125 seats were there? The gold was
like
the big
500.
There was like 500 of those. They're already sold out.
They're gone.
There's like 200 left of the corner seats, which are the ones that basically right by where we do the driver's meeting. We have to walk by these seats all the time. We drive right by them to get to the starting line. Those seats, there's like 200 left. They're $80 a piece, right?
Yeah, they're like basically right in front of the tower, so everybody always comes upstairs and is like, man, you got the best view in the house. Well, I lose my view, and I have to look at people's asses because
really?
we put bleachers
so
right
it's like
there.
being in the tower.
It's like being on the second floor
without
of the
the
tower.
air conditioning. Obviously.
I keep the air conditioning. I give up the view. I think it's a pretty good trade-off because it's fucking August and it's hot.
You can sit in the corner.
I don't really care. I just listen.
So they're sitting right in front of you, so you got to look at hot, sweaty butt crack all day.
sweating
Damn.
crack. all
There's
day.
a lot of it too.
Yeah.
But those seats are $80 a piece. So buy a VIP seat and make Nick look
Look at your ass. I mean, that's really what you get to
Listen,
do.
those are the people that I walk by and they talk to you, and you feel bad if you don't talk back to them
Right.
because they know that you hear them.
And because-
Yeah, there's no
from
getting
me
away
having
from
an
it.
earpiece in and act
Yeah.
like I'm listening to music, I can't act like I don't hear those people.
And you got to walk back by them.
Yes,
you got to go
and
by
so,
them.
So if
all
you're a
day.
dick to them, man,
Yeah.
they're going,
And they're the
gonna
guys
know
going-
it, and they're gonna call you out.
The
on
other
it.
guy's going, "You suck, dumbass."
Fuck you! I'm glad you lost, bitch. You know, and he,
Slow ass
and he just
car.
a fucking piece of shit.
It was only 2 out of 3, not 3 out of 3.
Hey, you should have updated that.
Should have won all 3 of them.
And I hear him all the time when Sean walks by. It was shaking, wasn't it, Sean? Hey, I heard it. I heard the old about 400.
Wobbled out there about 400.
They're up there about 400 foot. The old Killer Nova started shaking the tires. I heard it.
Yep, no doubt about it. Hey, and all I can do is fucking look at them and smile, man. You know it was shaking.
Not me. When you walk by and they say that, when I walk by, they go, "How the fuck you crash that beautiful car?"
Yep.
Oh god damn.
I had help.
Yeah. Or the-
Kamikaze walks by and they say, "God damn, did you get them fucking wheelie bars figured out?" Everybody's got something that they say, you know.
yeah, it's funny. It's fucking. And then Ryan, they're gonna be like, "Fucking new guy.
Yeah.
You don't deserve to be here."
Yeah. Man.
Our podcast listeners will tell you.
Yeah, the podcast guy. You suck, Ryan.
Yeah.
JJ the Boss is going to be there.
Yes.
I think that's special all in itself. JJ.
I've never met JJ in person. I'm looking forward to it.
You've never met.
I've
JJ
never
the
met
Boss.
JJ in person.
Oh, dude, you're.
I'm looking. I mean, I hear it's a treat.
Yeah,
you're
I
up
like
for.
the dude.
You're up for something. That's a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a treat, but you're up. For it.
Yeah.
If he gives you any treats, don't take them. Unless you got a long ride to Alabama.
That sounds like an inside joke that I don't know about.
I did talk to JJ the Boss earlier, so for all the fans that do want to meet him and his mouth, he is bringing Heavy, which I'm going to dupe him into driving across the scales. I'm going to paint it like
Yeah,
concrete or
right.
something.
Good luck with that.
But anyway,
there ain't no fucking way.
JJ is bringing the Blue Nova, and,
Right.
and he's bringing Heavy.
Heifer, right? Heifer and
Heifer, or
Heavy.
Heifer,
Heifer,
something,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he is coming. He is bringing the
Heavy
cars.
got a good shot.
Especially-
Fucking truck fast.
Yeah. Especially at the truck and SUV or the small tire.
Truck and
or,
SUV
you know,
and small tire.
I've tried to buy that truck. I tried after that big race, the JJ Arm Drop race. I had some money in my pocket. I had some money in my pocket that night.
You did have some money in your pocket.
and he wouldn't.
He wouldn't sell it?
for nothing. So I think that he probably took some of the money out of the pot before I got there. Thankfully, I didn't count it, but he wasn't ready to sell it.
He wasn't ready to
I was
sell
like,
it.
Damn, because I wanted that truck.
He had
That
enough to
truck's
get him home.
fucking- Yeah, that truck's bad. He got enough of something to get him home.
Yeah.
He got enough of something to get him around the world 3 times.
I
We
couldn't-
stopping? No. We're going to drive on through.
I couldn't get JJ to tell me whether it was going to be him driving or whether it was going to be Precious, but I tell you what, she's got balls probably
It don't
bigger than
matter.
mine because
Yeah,
she
it doesn't
can
matter.
drive the fucking wheels off
Oh,
that
yeah,
thing.
She can drive, but and you guys, I don't know that you've seen it happen yet because she's always pregnant. But his girl Midget, they call her Midge.
I heard she
whatever.
can drive now.
Yep.
She's been
Both of 'em.
she's been driving a while too, and she's been racing the Nova on the street. They were just out the other night. I was talking to them on the phone. They were in, some guys from Tupelo or somewhere came up, and I think she's like 5 or 6-0 right now on the street in the
Damn.
Nova. So
She only weighs about 80 pounds, so
Well,
you know it's
that makes the shit even lighter.
who knows who's going to be driving JJ's shit, but
Yeah.
he's going to be there. That's
But
you know,
that's
It doesn't
good
really
enough.
matter.
That's
As-
killer.
As far as that goes, I don't think he could put any of them in it, and it's still going to do the same.
Right.
You know? They can
Right.
all drive, and they've all been on sketchy ass fucking streets. And
And what's funny is he's gonna and who's flagging?
Wiley Dog Canada, the
Fucking
one
right.
that don't give a fuck.
So Wiley,
yeah, him and Wiley went face to face, fucking out there.
JJ
Yeah.
and Wiley, they like each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, did
They know each other.
Oh, yeah.
They know each
Oh,
other.
did I missed the JJ Wiley story?
Yeah.
I actually, you know, JJ, he doesn't like Dave, right? And him and Dave have issues for whatever reason. Which
Wiley
is
just
weird
got
because
lumped in there?
Dave's such a likable guy. I don't see how that happened.
Yeah.
But they do. They have something going on there, and it may be okay now. But you know, at that time, it was weird. And Wiley, he's going to stand up for what he believes in, no matter what.
Yep.
No matter if you're in the wrong or he's in the wrong, he's going to stand up for it either way. And he's going to tell you, you know, when he thinks you're fucking up. And he didn't like the way that JJ was playing the game, so he told him. And then JJ was in here, and he was talking about, that guy thinks he's tough and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa.
I was like, yeah, you might.
Wiley's pretty tough.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
first off, Wiley's pretty tough, and he don't give a fuck.
Wiley's middle name is personally, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, his
Canada.
first name's Doo Doo.
Doo Doo. Yeah. Doo Doo don't give a fuck.
Doo Doo don't give a fuck. And
But like you said, Wiley is Daddy Dave is his best friend, and when Wiley is turning that light on, Wiley don't give a shit whether Dave wins or whether
Wiley's
JJ
all
the boss
about fair.
wins.
But
He
he's all
don't
about
care.
fair.
we've been there with Wiley from day one, and Wiley, he doesn't matter who's in it, who's out of it. He's going to be fair, and he's going to give everybody the same shot.
You know why?
Because he's white. He don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he really doesn't. He really doesn't care who wins. He doesn't
Every
care
driver's
anything.
meeting we have, it's like, well, can you hold the light? No.
No. Hey,
Hey, can you check? No.
because
I'm doing it like
he
this.
knows that they're going to burn him on it because if they say hold it up here and he doesn't get it just high enough, they're going to say you said you would, and we talked.
Right.
So Wiley knows. No, fuck that. I ain't doing that. I'm gonna do it the way I do it, and he does a great job. And I like it when Wiley flags because it's always fair. I know what's going to happen. I'm not worried about Wiley one bit. And it's crazy because I was telling some people about the about
Somebody's
how
at
I
the
got his
drive-thru.
nickname Doo Doo and all that, and I was on my way to the fireworks show at Eldon Lyon Park, and that's kind of where Wiley got his nickname, and it just it reminded me of back in the day when we all used to go to Eldon Lyon Park, and Wiley would be out there and acting a fool and getting crazy, and he'd take on 5-6 cops at a time. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself back then, that dude's tough. Like
Wiley does have a problem with cops.
he has a problem with authority. He does.
Yeah. Because why?
Because he don't give a fuck.
That's right. That's Wiley.
Yes.
That's Wiley.
And then as I'm trying to find somewhere to park, telling the story, Wiley pulled up next to me and he's, oh yeah. He's like, where are you going? I was like, I don't know. And so then we sat and we bullshitted and watched the fireworks show and shit together, and we had a good time. And it was funny because I was asking him about Armageddon. I was like, what's the deal there? And he goes, I think I'm gonna be there flagging. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's badass. It's another special thing about the event is that
I never change it.
Wiley's flagged so many street races and so many no preps, and he's been around the game, the whole time. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's really, really special.
It's
to
nice
people.
having him at the starting line because
You know it's gonna
the
be
flagger knows a lot about what's going on in a race.
You're
you know,
right.
and he
'Cause
knows
he's
the
a racer.
most to call something, and he.
And he won't
Wiley ain't afraid
he
to
will
let you
not
know
let somebody
this is
burn
what
it down.
fucking happened.
And that's the thing, yeah. Wiley's not gonna let you interpret the rules however you want. Wiley's not gonna let you say, well, the rules say that I could do it, I can do this, I can do that. Wiley's gonna go, I don't give a fuck.
That's
You're
what he'll
here to
tell you.
race or you're here not to race. And if it didn't look like you were here to race, so you're out. You know what I mean? And it's always gonna be fair though, and that's why I like it. And if Wiley tells me I'm fucking up, I need to stop and think about it because I'm probably fucking up.
That's what I like about him. He's not there to be the center of attention. He's not there to, be
he don't care. He don't
the
give a
big
fuck.
dick. He's
No,
just
he
like,
don't
this is
give
how
a
it's
fuck.
going to be.
And he don't care who wins.
No, he don't
does
give a
not.
shit.
So-
Wiley is one of my personal best friends. I've known Wiley probably longer than anybody. We used to go to high school together back in ancient times. But
Damn.
me and my best friend Jesse and Wiley, we travel around the country doing no prep stuff, and that's my crew. If Wiley couldn't go, guess what? My show just got canceled.
That's cool, man.
And
that's really cool.
Nick is I hate to even call him my friend because he's more like a brother to me. And this is my house. This is my house that we're doing this in. But Wiley's rules travel with us.
That's cool.
He don't give a fuck here at Armageddon, and he damn sure don't give a fuck when we're out of town. The rules stay the same. But at the end of the night and the end of the day, and when I'm handing somebody their money, it was fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Bottom line.
And he'll stand up for it, no doubt about it. And that's what I like about this race and this crew and everybody involved is you don't have to worry about coming here and watching somebody get screwed over. You know what I mean? You're not going to see it. Now, there's one thing that I left out. Okay, so the VIP seats, there's like 200 left of those. If you want to be that close to the action, you need to jump on that. They're only $80 a piece. Get them before they're sold out because once they're gone, then you're out there in God knows where. Yeah. So then it's $60 for all weekend, right?
For a seat.
For a reserved seat. So
we have
for
some
$60,
regular bleachers.
They get you Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about probably like 30 hours of racing, maybe more than that for $60.
Friday all day, Saturday all day, $60, and you get a reserve seat.
You get a place to put your ass.
You have your own home base. You have your seat, so you don't have to worry about if you found a good seat or if you stole a good seat. If you get up and somebody's gonna take it from you, no. That's each yours. When you get
You
back,
get
it's
back in your
still there.
section, you're good.
Right. So when you see Big Chief go down the track, then you can, go get your.
You're gonna have a home for your ass whenever you want.
Right. So that in itself is cool as hell.
But they also have just general admission.
I mean, some people like to go
as
sit in a
well.
lawn chair down on the hill.
There's some people that just like
They want to
to
bring a blanket, let the kids run around.
They just want to stand out there.
You have
and
a
yell at
daily
I mean,
pass or a double.
I like being in the
2-day
bleachers,
pass.
but it's when is this race?
August.
August. It's gonna be hot. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of people in close proximity. Maybe you want a little more room to spread out.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you just want to stand wherever and land wherever you are, bring your lawn chairs, whatever.
$40.
That's $40 for all weekend. Right?
All weekend.
So $40 for general admission, $60 you can have your own seat. The starting line bleachers are sold out, but the corner bleachers in front of the tower are still there. There's about 200 left of those, and they're $80 a piece. Now, after it all goes down, after everything is over, the all-star class is ran, the winner has been declared, True Street's going, whatever, everybody's still there. There's this other thing. This is something different. This is something that I haven't heard of before. I haven't seen it before. There's something on my notes here, and it's called the high roller. So explain to me, I mean, what more could you do after you've had the all-star class, the big tire open, small tire open, truck SUV, True Street, all these classes like that pay all this $40,000, $10,000, $20,000 a win? What's high roller?
All right. Well, you said it yourself earlier. There's very few times you get this many badasses in one place. You can talk shit on the internet and through the phone, and you guys may meet up somewhere down the road and have one race. But rarely do you get 48, these bad sumbitches, or even more than that are entered on Friday if they want to play, in one place to settle it right then, right there. So we have the All-Star Shootout, but shit happens. You guys tune cars. Maybe you put too much in it, blow the tires off. Shit fucks up.
No doubt.
It's been a great weekend, but maybe you're not ready to load up and go home. Maybe the fans, these diehard fans, they're like, fuck it, I've been out here for 48 hours. Fuck, I'm staying. So we put together this class. Kind of the All-Star deal is great, and it's free to enter, and it's a lot of money, but sometimes you got to put your money where your mouth is. So $2,000 entry fee, 32 cars, $50,000 to win, 10,000 runner-up.
8,000 to runner-up.
8,000
2,000 to the semis.
Sorry. He's got the sheet.
What now? So it's
So you get your entry back in the semis.
Yeah. So you win 3, you get your money back.
Yeah, we have a big tire class and we have a small tire class.
Big tire high roller, small tire high roller.
That's correct, and it's still no pro mods. It's whatever has
Same
been
rules.
there.
Same
on
rules
the
we've been
property.
running.
Right.
You can't just come in our gates and race. I just want to do this. You're not going to come in here and strong arm anybody. So, like Nick was saying,
Why'd you look at Shawn? What do you strong arm?
I don't plan on strong arming anybody.
Why'd you look at you? He looked at you like
as long as there's 32 entries, it's a $2,000 entry, and it pays $50,000 to win, $8,000 to runner up, and $2,000 to the semis.
And it's basically the same rules?
Same rules.
Exact rules.
And it's
But
going to be
it's
after the race.
2,000.
This is for the diehards. This is for the diehard racers who have been out there sweating.
We're entered, right? Has anybody entered us yet? We're in, right? Somebody enter me, please. Put my money in, whatever I got to do. So
This is like a bonus for the fans.
Statistically proven, as
this is after everything. It may be 2 o'clock in the morning. We may race when
Yeah.
the fucking sun comes up. But
as we're talking right now, if you come out
But it's 50
Friday
fucking
night,
grand. I mean,
that's your 20. Then you come back it up again on Saturday during the day.
40.
That's 40.
That's
That's
60.
total
I
of
can
60. And then when you win this, you're walking away with $110,000.
that's 6 figures. I mean, that's not life-changing money, but it's kind of life-changing money. I mean, that'll...
life changing.
I know people who live 5 years on $110,000.
$110,000 would change my life.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I guarantee you.
So,
Yeah, my dad would retire off of
You
that.
know, this
okay,
is
now
for
I'm
the
looking
people.
at investment to return. Okay, so Friday night is $200 to enter,
200,
and you can have a chance at
20,000.
$20,000. So you pay $200. Saturday, no entry.
You're in, yeah.
Free.
You have a chance at
40,000.
$40,000. So you're still $200 for 60. possible.
$200 for 60.
Possible 60,000. Now, then there's a $2,000 to enter high roller deal. First of all, just the name high roller, like I got to enter that. I don't care what. I am a high roller. You know what I mean? Maybe not the same, definition of most other people that are high
Yeah.
rollers, but I'm
There's
a
liable
high
to be some
roller.
higher rollers.
No, but I don't know.
No, I know.
I'm a high roller.
Yeah, I got you.
So that Phantom. That's $2,000. to enter. 50 to win.
Yeah. So
50. So for $2,200
$2,200,
I have a chance at over $100,000 in 2 days, one weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
really like 36 hours probably. Yeah.
One weekend, $110,000. That's a lot of fuck you money.
it is.
That's
You can tell a lot of people to fuck you with
hey,
$110,000.
But,
and that's
but
what
you
that
win
would
that,
be.
and that's a whole lot of fucking off money.
That's a whole lot of fuck you money.
I mean, think about how much
That
vacation
would,
time
that
you could
would
accrue.
pay for my new car.
I would
Really?
if I won any of those classes, that would pay for me to race for a whole quarter. You know what I mean? Like basically any repairs, maintenance to the car, fuel costs, all that
Travel.
shit. It'll pay for a whole quarter of the year. It'll pay if I win $20,000. If it'll pay for a quarter of the racing, and I can go race and not have to worry about where the money's coming from. That is huge. $2,200 for 10. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in on all of that.
You should be. Hey man, hey,
How many
fucking,
rounds of racing is
hey,
that?
out of
I mean, that's a lot of rounds.
Hey, out of 3 fucking classes though, you got a pretty good fucking shot of winning one of them.
Literally.
I mean,
literally,
there's no
you
doubt
do.
about it. I don't mean that as a fucking
No,
joke.
I'm
That
I
fucking
need
car he's bringing is a bad bitch, and it's
Hey, we took it out the other night and tested it. We put it back together after we tore it all down, did the maintenance and repair and all that stuff, and replace and put it all back together. And we took it out, and literally, it's faster now out of the trailer than it ever has been or ever was before. So I mean,
or any other car you've
and
had.
it's faster than.
I mean,
any
I was
car.
there. It was legit.
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah.
It's fast.
I got
So-
a high five.
I mean,
felt,
a
I felt like Monkey's
1.560
dad.
foot is fast, dude. I
Yeah.
mean,
No, hey,
either way you look
when,
at it.
When Nick drives the scooter down to the big end of the track to give you your time slip,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was jacked up. So I'm excited about this race. I hope I do well. I hope I have a chance to fucking really show what the car's capable of. But it's August in November in Noble.
Nope.
And as Daddy Dave would say, duly noted.
Shit happens, dude. You know what I mean? We went to Cash Days and fucking knocked the tires off. Cool thing about this is if I knock the tires off, I'm not done. I still got 2 other classes I
There you
can
go.
enter. That's so cool to me, But it's a lot of rounds of racing.
It is.
You know what I mean?
You know Chuck Parker's going to win one of them.
Yeah,
easily.
And I mean,
it's gonna happen.
I don't know
I
if
mean-
my car can make that many rounds. You know what I mean?
I mean, it would be a nice problem to have if you get down late Saturday into Sunday
No.
morning and you're worried about it making the
doubt.
last 2,
Hey.
and you've already picked up like 60. I mean,
Yeah,
at
but
that
that's the
point,
big one.
at that point, you just push it a little
How many
further.
weeks we got left till the
You got
race?
5 weeks.
All right. So I'm gonna start working on a spare engine because hey,
4
check
weeks
it
and
out.
2 days?
Monkey, think
Monkey
about
said
it.
4 weeks and 2 days.
Okay,
so.
yeah, because Monkey, I know what Monkey's doing. Monkey's mathing the spare motor because the investment to return here, that yeah,
Oh yeah, we need,
we need a pallet of oil.
a lot of oil.
And then it'll cost us about $12,000 to build another one of these motors. We can for a chance at 110. What's another 12? Have a spare motor. You know what I mean? Bring the cherry picker. We'll change it in the fucking parking lot. We've done worse, so
We've got some trees. We can just hoist it out.
I'm excited about this. Yeah, the trees will be fucking surrounded by people. Shade.
Just a shot at some shade.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm stoked. I'm excited. Who won the first one? How many of those has there been?
There's been 2, and
been 2.
one guy in this room's won 1 out of 2 of them.
That's not 2 out of 3, though.
Not 2 out of 3 though.
No, it's
No,
not.
plus
But if he wins this year,
Plus that was a long time ago.
ancient history. I mean, I've been admiring that trophy that's sitting behind you while we've been talking.
Look, hey,
It's still there.
There it is.
There it is. Outlaw Armageddon.
It took everything in my power to hand you that heavy bitch.
Hey, that thing's fucking heavy.
Heavy.
Yeah.
But then I was also trying to make sure that none of them $100 bills flew off your
That's
car, 'cause
exactly
that was a
right.
fuck ton of
No, they
them.
stuck to the oil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The weight is sign of reliability.
Yeah.
But let me reiterate too, man, is because I am neutral, man, and I've literally grown up with every one of these guys that race. The emotion. To be honest with you, Justin, I stood right next to you. I'm the first one that talked to you when you jumped out of your car. To be honest with you, it wasn't about the money. It is about the money, but man, the emotion that went into that ugly piece of shit that we call a trophy, again,
Hey.
it's the pride that is on this property and everything you have gone through and everything everybody is going through to be able to win that thing and call themselves OA3, Outlaw Armageddon 3
Yeah.
winner.
Yep.
Of course it's
Agreed.
about the money, but it's also about the bragging rights, and what you've just put into that whole
Well,
weekend.
that's the thing, because you can guarantee the race is so big that no matter what strife I was going through to get to the starting line, no matter what shit I had to deal with, no matter what work I was doing to the car, no matter what broke right before I go up there, like
Right.
the guy I'm racing had to deal with the same shit. So
That's
he
right.
wants it just as bad as I do. I mean, hell, before the semifinals or final round, the fucking CO2 bottle exploded in the trunk of my car. We had a fucking.
Is there anything you didn't break on that car
No,
that weekend?
Everything. We broke everything. Hey, and trust me, that money didn't even come close to fixing it. But it's still one of the most special races that I won.
But
You
one
know
of the
what I mean?
coolest memories I have from the first one is after the final round when you raced John Doe.
Yeah.
Is fucking all the bullshit and the shit talking and the list races, fucking running down the racetrack. Fucking Chuck screaming 405, like running like down to like the 330.
Chuck's good at that.
Dude. Yeah, he was
good at
pumped.
that.
He was
I
ready.
remember that.
He
Hey,
gets so hyped.
Oh, it was awesome.
and it was awesome for me because, you know, while me and those guys have our differences throughout the year and we go through all this other shit together and while working together and being around each other all the time, like when things like that go down and you get to watch the video later and see the guys that were excited for you and the guys that were happy and who wanted you, who was standing in your know, lane,
Yeah.
no matter what the differences were, they were standing in your lane because, you know, you stood together at that point. You know, John Doe, you know, he's not from the 405. So he's a good racer and he's fucking fast as shit and anybody who beats him can be proud. But at that time it was cool because, you know, our guys and the people we race with on a regular basis, they were behind us.
Yeah, it
on
wasn't
that.
just Chief
That's
against
right.
John Doe.
Yeah,
It was
no.
405 versus
It was.
everybody.
And that's why, you know, and it was so cool that all those guys were pumped up when, you know, when we won that deal. And I don't know, it's just like when Dave beat Birdman.
Oh, and that place erupted?
I was
Oh,
jumping
my
up and
God.
down. I was screaming. I didn't have a voice. I was screaming at Smoke. You know, Smoke. I was screaming. I was so close to Smoke.
Pay
I
me.
could smell that musty
That's what he was
motherfucker,
saying.
and I was screaming at him. 405. I mean, dude, you know, it's just that's cool shit. You know, I mean, it's a big deal. So.
And that's one thing about Chuck is he's always there on your side too on something like that.
He comes
You know?
out of
That
nowhere.
Oh yeah, he'd go into
Always.
battle with you.
Hey, yeah, oh yeah. Hey, he's got a good fucking shot too.
You know,
His
come-
car's
dude.
fast.
That car's legit
I
fast.
challenge
His
anybody
car
to come
is
out and take
legit.
part of the excitement. You know, I don't care if it's $1 in your pocket, a $5 bill, a $20 bill. I'm not gonna lie, I see more $100 bills. Bet on a race. Challenge somebody. Hey, I think this guy's gonna win. Get in.
Bet a
involved.
hamburger.
Yeah, get yourself into gambling.
You know, yeah. I mean,
fucking right.
I've even bet a cheeseburger before
Bum
and
smoke
the
from
dude.
somebody while you're at it.
If you-
know, go into the pits,
Yeah.
find smoke, man. Get
Yeah.
in that dice game. You know, I mean, fuck it.
But yeah, just go find
Yeah,
yourself.
You got a chance, even if you're not fucking racing, you can make some money at this deal.
You can, yeah.
Get that fucking ticket money back.
There you go.
There you go. That dice game, he said. You know, grab that 40.
Yeah, grab that 40.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
if you think you may have a gambling addiction,
Yeah. Crush that Percocet. Oh wait, no. Sorry, my bad. That's all. Sorry. No. Okay, that's too far. That's too far.
this is where we draw the line.
Hey, you know Tony with the Blue Dragon.
Yeah.
I found him laying behind the concession stand. He was
Huffing
so
paint. No.
he was bad. I had to wake him up and say, "Hey, you need to go get your car ready. We're getting ready to start a race." He didn't know where the hell he was, and that's a down dude,
Hey,
man. But he had fun. He
that's-
likes to party.
Yeah. I don't
Sorry,
know.
Tony.
I don't know if you should grab any vices that you don't already have.
if you don't have control over your gambling, then maybe
I
don't.
don't know. Yeah. If you're
Unless
like,
you brought it with you.
Ask to borrow it. Ask to borrow it.
Yeah, you might stay away
yeah,
from it if you
yeah.
didn't bring it with you.
Don't leave the AA meeting and come to the track and start.
Grab a 40 and grab a 40 and a pair of dice.
Yeah. Let's not do that. But what he's trying to say, I think where he's going with this.
He was trying to say get involved.
Let me stop you right there, Sean. It continues right here. I think what he's saying is have fun. You know, what I mean?
Have a good time.
And if you need help having fun, come find Big Mark.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to party
Hey, 'cause
with you and hang
we're gonna
out.
have a good time.
Yeah. Hey guys, also man, when you all come out, man, there is RVs. There's no reason for y'all to be leaving. Be smart about it. The town, driving through. We don't want anybody getting pulled over or anything. But there is RV parking out there, and again, it's family fun and everything. So come on out and enjoy it.
How about this? I'll say this. Last year, I think we toted 12 people off with heat exhaustion because it's
Really?
fucking It's August.
It's August.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be hot.
it's going to be hot.
I mean, drink some water. I mean, I know
Yeah, bring
everybody
water,
likes cold
guys.
beer, but throw a bottle of water in there. You don't want to miss out on all this shit we're talking about
Yeah, in between
because you're
your
passed
beers,
out
you
under
know,
the bleachers. Yeah, in between the
your
beer,
beers,
a little
drink some
water.
Water, beer.
Hey,
Water, beer.
Yeah, do it like this. Every time you lose a bet,
Drink a bottle of water.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go. And you know, you also don't have to worry about all the craziness with the food and everything. There's going to be food vendors out there that some of them are going to have breakfast items, lunch items, dinner items. So you know, use your resources. They're extremely right on their pricing and everything. We're not going to let them gouge you because you know we're having to buy stuff.
Yeah,
from
it's not
them
like
eat
going to a
too.
football
So,
game. It's-
you know, there's going to be one guy I know for sure, a badass barbecue joint. It's called Rooster's Barbecue. You can look on his deal, but he's going to have breakfast, and he's going to be really catering to all you drivers and all your crew because we know everybody can't just bring all their shit from home. So, you know, get on his site
Monkey's
and look at
family
it.
will. Monkey's family will.
Yeah, his dad's going to bring food too.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna bring the beer. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm hanging out with you guys. So again,
So is
use your
everybody else, apparently.
resources.
Yep.
Judging by this, these tickets you're giving away, there's gonna be a lot of people hanging out with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Everybody done with that? Yeah.
Anything else we want to talk
Shawn?
about?
Shawn,
Any other
anything
bad
you wanna
habits we
add?
can fucking get?
I don't know. Was there anything else we were supposed to wait on?
Anybody
There was
give me free
shit
base
going on earlier.
while we're out there that I need to know about?
The only one more
free-base
thing I'm
cocaine.
going to add is, you know, I know it's going to be hot because it's
August.
in
It's in
August. Yeah,
The beginning of August.
guys, we have literally had a line all the way to the actual town in Noble. The earlier you get
Sean's
there,
looking for it.
the better.
You know, he thought you were talking about right now.
Yeah.
You said you literally had a line. I was like, where?
I just don't see it anywhere.
Come on. So get there at a reasonable time, guys, and just kind of, you know, plan out your day, you know, because otherwise you're going to be sitting there, you're going to be getting pissed off. Your car's going to be getting pissed off. It's going to be August.
Yeah, I
and,
mean, literally, there's one way in and one way out of this.
that's
fucking
literally
Take a scooter.
So-
Yeah, I mean,
Ride a
that-
bike, carpool.
But we'll all admit that first year was kind of a clusterfuck because we threw this
man.
together and thought maybe there'll be a few thousand people here, and there was like. Yeah, there was like 20,000 people there, and traffic was literally
first-
back up for like 5 miles.
Out of
The first
control.
year,
It was a
I literally-
clusterfuck.
Hey, the first year,
When you won that deal?
that
Well,
was, yeah, you know,
was that
I-
the year?
It was the, hang on. It was the year that you
it
won.
was in between one of the rounds that,
It was
that
the
I
year
was
that you
winning.
won.
You know?
That you were winning.
yeah.
But I remember because I have anxiety about people and I'm a germaphobe, and so I remember looking up and looking around and just literally thinking to myself like, I'm gonna drown in people. Like
People were climbing on the bathrooms. They were
yes.
climbing like
Dude, it was
telephone
insane.
poles.
It was
Right.
like Woodstock. I was there, man.
Yeah,
Telephone
it was
poles.
insane.
Yeah, no, I heard him. I went. It's all right. Those are power line poles, Nick. Just to let you know. Yeah, they don't make. They don't. I'm gonna go ahead and say this because I have a twitch every time somebody calls it a telephone pole.
Oh,
But the phone company borrows that from the power line company. So those they don't make telephone poles anymore. At one point
there were telephone.
there
Right.
were telephone poles,
That was before power.
but those were
That was in
25 foot
Larry's day.
daredevils, and
25 foot
now they
daredevils.
all fucking bum off of.
I'd like to
power.
apologize and
On record.
also say
Fucked up.
duly noted.
There you go. Hey, there you go. You're duly
became
noted.
Shane.
Yeah, did I just
This
get
became
changed?
Shane. Yes. Sean,
All these other guys have been around me long enough. When somebody says telephone pole, they all look at me.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
when he said that, I was like, oh.
because Sean was a lineman for a
Here
lot of
we
years,
go.
and so a lot of years, and so he has an issue with the telephone pole thing.
it's all right. It's okay.
And
One of my
he also
fans-
he
yeah,
has a
mooching
problem.
motherfuckers.
There's a problem when you call the Asplund tree trimming truck a power line truck or whatever. Oh yeah,
he
You lose
flipped.
that shit.
He'll let you know real quick.
Yeah, that those are tree
Those,
jockeys.
those are not associated with the power company.
no association.
Did you just call them tree jockeys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we
Yeah.
go. All right.
Anyways.
So now your thing's telephone pole, Sean.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, somebody's gonna be like telephone pole.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't
know.
have done that
It'll
live
probably be
here.
worse.
It's telephone pole.
But you know what? Every lineman out there is going to go, you goddamn right. Fucking mooching fucking telephone company.
Yeah. 26 people and losing
Yeah.
them every day.
Man, it's fucked up.
You talk shit about Pontiac guys all day.
I know.
Fuck
I
you.
do.
Oh.
I do.
Fucking winners.
Fucking asshole.
Good times.
Good time. Good time. All right.
Yep, I'm pretty fucking excited, man.
Who's your money on, Mark? Who's going to win the deal? Be honest. Who you think's got the best chance at winning it out of the 48?
Man, I'm going to put on there like I put on Facebook, man. I guarantee you, man, if somebody wants to throw dollars down on it, I am that dude, man. It's going to be a 405 guy, guaranteed.
You're just saying you're saying it's going to be a 405 guy.
Man, my
Who
respect
won
is
it
for
last year?
It was a pro mod guy. It was a
yeah,
pro
yeah,
mod.
we had
The Texas Grim Reaper.
Steve
right?
Wiley won.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
He'll be there. He built a new car just for this deal because his
But it's-
old car wasn't going to fit the new rules.
Hats off to this guy, man. Me and
Hey, if he
Nick-
built
me
a
and
car
Nick
that
gotta-
fits the rules, so be it.
We have
But-
to put our heads together and stay out in front of everybody because we are the original OGs, as you know. And it was a fan voted deal. You know, it wasn't a deal that we were like, yeah, let's let pro
No,
mods
I
in.
know.
So
Oh,
but,
he's
you know,
in the fan voted one.
Well,
with a new car that nobody's
with a-
ever seen.
with a new
car
car.
that fits this
Fucking
rule.
right.
So is the stinky pinky.
See how that's possible, but okay. So the dude's in it. The car's not in.
Yeah,
That's right. But it's probably fast as shit.
Oh, I'm sure. He ain't gonna build a car that's
Yeah.
fucking slow.
it probably
Chief's
looks.
new car fucking is way faster than his pro mod.
It probably looks,
This is true.
Steve Wiley's new car probably looks a lot like his old car.
Yeah,
they
it
probably
could
got the
be.
body from the same place.
Yep.
But if it's
really?
been
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
truck.
truck.
if it's been involved in a pro mod sanctioned event, it's not.
It's a
allowed.
brand new car, Mark. All right, call
Well, he hadn't been to a
Bickle.
pro mod race yet.
Call Bickle for 110 grand. I'll buy a pro mod. Call Bickle. It hadn't been to a pro mod race, Mark.
I think you triggered.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You
Too
know,
soon.
Hey, he said.
Hey, you remember that deal about Shane?
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, fuck Shane.
Yeah.
Well,
It's going to be a 405 guy winning it.
405 guy. Okay,
Bottom line.
I would like to see that. I really would. I'd like to see a 405 guy win it.
I mean, I think with Chief, Chuck, both Chucks actually.
Yeah. No
'cause
shit.
Chuck's Mustang's retarded, and he's another racer that will do anything to make it happen.
Yep.
Ryan's got a good
Ryan
shot.
got
at
a
it.
Martin ass.
Hey, his fucking car's hauling ass.
Birdman.
It's fast.
Birdman.
Birdman has a good shot.
Birdman's got the new
Birdman's
Hemi in there.
Daddy Dave is his car's fast. You know, it's very
It is,
fast.
It is, and you can't ever count him out. Even
No,
if his
he
car's
will get
not
a buy
as
run.
fast as
I will
everybody
bet
else's.
anybody $100 he's going to get a buy run.
Well, there's only one, so he's going to make it to the semis. You're saying Daddy Dave's going to the final. There's
Another
48
shout out
cars.
that we ought to not forget about also is that Chuck Parker is putting that new motor in for this race. He's going to be out testing.
I don't know anything about a new motor.
He's not doing anything else until Armageddon. So, you know, don't take your eyes off of him, guys. This guy's either got
You
good
can't
luck
take
or
your eyes
just
off anybody on this deal. You know, what
You
I mean?
can't.
Everybody,
You
that's
literally
going
can't.
Is a big. Everybody that's going has a. Everybody that's going has a
That's the rumor.
has a
Yeah,
has a
nitrous
reason
Hemi.
to win. You know what I mean? Everybody has a reason to win. So
yeah, it didn't go to Doc.
who you got? Chuck 55 to win the whole deal.
Fucking
Fucking
right. What do you think, Nick?
Man, I will not name names. I think
I can't either.
I think we talked to. I think I can tell you who I think is going to be down in the rounds. I think, like you said, Ryan. I think Chuck Seitzinger. I think Chief. I think the new Murder Nova's got a good chance at it. Birdman, you can't count Birdman out.
No.
I mean, that dude.
You can
that
never
That dude
count
is
Birdman
probably one
out.
of the fastest no prep, strictly
No
no,
doubt
prep
about it.
guys.
There's no doubt about it.
I mean, I know he's gotten down on the show before, but I mean,
he's
that
won
thing.
a lot, but not just he's won a lot. He's fast.
I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't just some of these
yeah.
races. He doesn't just win. He drives away from people.
Well,
Like, it's-
he's never lost, and he just told me this while he was out at the show this last time, and he said that he's never lost a first round of a no prep.
Jesus.
But he never
Like-
accepts a call out either.
No, he hasn't, but he said that
This is
that's
true.
part of the reason.
But
you
why
know?
would you accept? Yeah, why would you accept?
Yeah,
it?
he said, I'm
Right,
not going to
right.
accept call outs. He goes, I've never, in all the no preps I've ever been to, I've never lost a first round.
What? Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
No, let's hear
Now
it.
say
Let's-
it. Come
All
on.
over the fucking internet calling you a bitch because you didn't accept his first round call out.
He didn't
on
call
the
me
show.
out.
Well,
He didn't call me out. No, he was standing next to me
No,
when they
he
called.
did?
Wait, no, somebody tried to call Birdman out. JJ,
Yeah, and he
JJ
said
and
no.
Precious tried to call Birdman out, and Birdman said no. He said I don't do first round calls. He didn't call me out on the TV show first round.
he's a different person on the internet.
Oh, really? He's saying on the internet.
Phantom's
he called me out?
Phantom's always said that though, that he's a different person on the internet.
Okay, but even if he is, if he's saying on the internet that he called me out in the first round of the TV show,
No,
I
I know
don't
he didn't.
remember that.
I know
'cause
he
would have
didn't.
raced him. I mean,
I
I
think-
don't run from anybody.
No, he's saying you told him not to, and they didn't show it on the show.
That I told him not to call me out? There's no way. There's no fucking way. No. Now, he may have asked me if I'm doing the first round. No, I asked him if he was doing the first round call out shit. 'Cause I told him I don't do that shit. He said he didn't do that shit to me. The same reason. He's the one who said, like, if I can't beat him the first round, I can't beat him all night. But
Yeah.
there's no sense in giving somebody, giving some duck a chance or whatever, or a Dragon Slayer race the first round. Let's all go down and, let the cards fall how they may.
That's
And
what I've always said.
And
Yeah,
I
I mean, 'cause
respected him for that.
You guys
Like,
get
I
some
don't
data on those fast cars. It's
Yeah.
tough to beat them after
I
that.
respected him for that. I don't know why he would say that. That's
I've been
ridiculous.
called out a lot first round stuff, and I don't accept that at
No, I don't
shit
do
like
the first
that.
round. The only time I ever accepted a call out in any of this shit that we do was, and the reason I don't accept them is because most of the time it isn't a call out because you have a thing with the person. It's just
No.
a call out as a strategy move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And
99% of the time
Usually
it's
it's
strategy.
two slow people calling each other
yeah,
out.
the ducks matching up, ducks pairing up, and wolves pairing up, and I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody
So-
wants to knock Birdman off the list right now because the longer he goes,
Right.
the
Yeah, the tougher he
fatter
gets.
he
Right,
gets.
but
And the
it's,
tougher,
but
I
it's
mean,
it's never somebody that has a chance. In my opinion, it doesn't ever seem like it's somebody that's got a chance to be in the final with him anyway.
Yes.
Right.
It's
I agree.
always somebody that
agree.
only has a chance at Birdman right off the trailer. They think
That's right.
They think. You know what I mean? What?
Well, I'm going to
Come
tell
on,
you.
tell
I'm going
me.
to tell you my
He's gonna
hypothesis.
say Birdman a liar anyways because he took the first round call out from your mom at the thing down in Texas.
Cool, because that was a guaranteed deal,
Right.
kind of
And
like
that's
Kayla
what-
and the Rhino.
Oh, he
Well,
did? He
yeah,
took
but
that?
they had
There was a bunch of beef.
they had beef there. That's what I was. And that's where I was going at.
Fuck that piece of shit. No,
But that.
That ain't no
That's
shit.
true.
Whoa,
He may
shots
have only,
fired.
He may have only took it because he knew he could fuck it up. But at the same time, he also took the call out because there was beef there because of they burned him down and supposedly or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not.
Oh,
getting
yeah, that
into
was
it.
at the first Armageddon. That's where that beef
That's the one
started.
the Chief won.
Okay.
I heard
Hey,
somebody won.
that was a prime example of Wiley not giving
Right.
a fuck.
I'm not trying to get in the middle of that discussion, figure out if he burned him down or not. I'm just saying
Oh, he
was,
did. That's
where it
there
started.
Was,
He
there
did.
was beef there. So
It also goes back to nobody has ever called him out that would have been in the finals with him.
It does.
that's true though. Yep. 'Cause-
does.
Yep. See, monkey's right there. So also that I don't believe that your mom would have had a chance to be in the finals with him.
And they knew they didn't.
No, it
so
wouldn't
they
have.
thought, let's get the Dragon Slayer award.
Okay. Well, so and I did that. John Doe called me out in that no prep. He called me out, but second round, right? He called me out second round of that no prep, and I didn't accept the call out. I didn't want no call outs from nobody. I wouldn't accept no call outs. I don't like doing that shit. But when he called me out, I accepted it because he owed me one. We raced before that at Outlaw Armageddon in the final, and it was a close race. It was a good race, and I won. He had told me that night that I took forever to fucking get my burnout and everything, and he was overheating and all that other shit, and so he wanted another shot at me. And I was like, cool, hey, I'll do it. And Mike Murillo was there with him, and Mike came over and even said, hey, man, nothing against you, whatever. Like, he just wants to race you. He wants a chance at beating you. He raced, he wants to get that win back. And I said, okay, cool. So I accepted. I won, but that's the only reason why I accepted, because there was something there from previous times. You know what I mean? But the rest of
Well,
it,
that's different, man. If you have, like if Tony, the Blue Dragon last year,
Right.
We had started that shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was something there, So I accept that, or did we just draw each other? We just drew each other. Oh,
No,
I
you
accepted.
accepted
No,
it.
you accepted.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the only time I've ever accepted a call out. You know?
I was kind of astonished that you did it, but
I normally don't.
You asked me a question just a minute ago, Justin, and I'm
Yeah,
going to
it
go out
started
on
with some beef a couple of weeks before the
I'm
race.
going to go out on a limb and say this, man. There is a final that I would like to see at this deal that would mean a lot to me, just because it was a badass cash days. I wouldn't mind seeing you and Finney in the finals.
oh, I'd love to see me
That
and
would
Birdman in
be
the final. I'd
that
love to
would
see that.
be that would be epic history right there.
I'd love to see that.
It would.
But that would also mean that a lot of my close partners, family to me, have lost.
That would mean that I was in the final.
So
Back to me for a minute.
Hey, and every time I'm in the final against Birdman, I win.
That's right.
That's right.
You know,
Happened once.
I
But
love
so
James
far-
Finney
You got
to death,
100%,
but I'm
And
going to
that
tell
also
you right
means that
now.
I was right there the round before. I had just got put out.
At cash days on the street that night, James Finney, I'm sorry to tell you, I got nothing but love
was-
for your short little sawed off ass, but you were gonna get fucked up by
There
the
ain't no
pros.
doubt about it.
It was. I
No doubt about it.
had a good race car. I believe that. I believe
That
I had a
night
race
it
car.
was
And-
on kill.
and I proved it. Or I felt like I had the race car, and like I told him when he asked me if I
When he
wanted
tried
to
to split with you.
I'm not saying he tried to split with me. I'm saying when he asked me if I wanted to split, because he didn't say it in the same words that everybody says it in. And I'm not going to talk
So
shit on the man.
I'm not either, but if you
He
would have
said-
said yes, let's split, you think he would have?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But what his words were, do you want to do anything? He came into my trailer and asked me, do you want to do anything on this? And I said, Monkey was there. And I said, man, you'll have to bear with me here. I'm a little naive. I don't make it to that many big money finals with guys like you.
Right.
So what does that mean? And then he said, well, at this race we did this, or at that race we split this, or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I feel like I have, the baddest motherfucker here, and that's why I'm here, and I'm gonna go up there and race for it. He was cool with it, whatever. But a lot of people say that's because his car was broke or whatever. I think he would have done it either way.
I think, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm going to tell you, man, between your car and his car, I'll go out on a limb and say this, man, that you two are the most feared men on the planet. Because I'll tell you right now, James Finney, Birdman Racing, is one of the baddest dudes on the freaking planet right now.
But, like, I feel like I'm one of the baddest on the
You're
street.
absolutely
I'm
right.
one of the baddest on the street. He's badass on the street, but he's also one of the baddest in no prep in the world, right? Or if not the baddest, like if not the most feared no prep guy ever. On the street, you know what I mean? I felt a certain way about it. Now, if we're at the racetrack at a no prep, I don't think that I don't have a lot on those guys out there. Like I don't race no preps as much as Chuck Parker and Birdman and even Chuck. I mean, here lately, Chuck's been kicking ass at no preps. You know what I mean? Chuck's car is retarded fast, and he's going out there at no preps and
dominating.
He's dominating people. So there's a lot of no prep guys out there that have more experience at no preps than I do. I think I've been to fucking 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. And I won one of them. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
Just saying. So, but
You know what, though?
That was that first Outlaw Armageddon, right?
Yeah, that was the first one.
That was the original Outlaw Armageddon. You was the original champion.
So
no,
Chief's
this
been
is
to 3
trophy
and
over
won
here.
1, and you went to 3 King of the Concretes and won how many?
2.
2, yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I don't even know if I was out of high school then. God damn.
Well, I mean, it was a late night, but you had to get home because you had school the next day.
Yeah, that was back when you had to watch it on fucking Street Fire or whatever.
Holy hell.
Yeah. It was probably on Street Fire.
Anyway. But yeah, no, dude, if I go to the final, I'll be in a, first year on this car and, really not a whole lot of passes at the racetrack on it and stuff, and no presses at no preps. No, I haven't done any no preps in this car, so, I'd be stoked. But I know I have a fast car, and I know that I know how to use that car. I'm comfortable with the combination. And I got one of the most amazing crew guys, and
You're damn right.
do anything in the whole world, guys, Monkey. And if there's ever a time when Monkey can shine, it's 2 minutes before you're called to the starting line and something breaks. You know what I mean? Like that, he can make it happen.
I guarantee you,
He
just to
still
go out on a
doesn't
limb.
have fingerprints because, or was it Shawn? Who was it that grabbed the fucking? It was your brother, McDougal, wasn't it? He grabbed the valve. Yeah, the CO2 bottle. There was a CO2 bottle valve in the trunk that stuck on, and he grabbed it to throw it off so that I could make it to the starting line. I was already in the car and strapped down. I went to turn the CO2 on. It fucking blew up everywhere.
Yep.
Oh.
And they had to bypass the valve to get me to the starting line. And he goes, "You're not going to have it on or off. It's just on." But he grabbed that valve and ripped it off the car and threw it against the trailer and literally burned his fingerprints off of his hands. Like he's still missing that shit. And I didn't give him nothing for winning when I won. So that's how special this shit is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I guarantee you,
And
Monkey is one of the
Dave's been
most
out there hitting
feared
all those-
crew members
Who?
out there.
Yeah.
Monkey
Oh, yeah.
strikes fear into the heart of transmission coolers all over the world.
I mean, I guarantee you, man. There's people that talk
Yeah,
about
dude,
Monkey.
You were there. Nick. Just the other night, we went testing and we showed up late as usual. We didn't make it on time, and the fucking transmission cooler blew up. All right, we're back. We're back on the air. We're back in the studios. Edit from there. Anything else we need to add? Like anything else you guys want to talk about? We're good.
I'm good, man.
I think
I'm
we
just
went
happy to
over
be
it
here.
all. Yeah, I can see
I mean,
that.
Thank you for allowing us to
There's
come
a
in your
yeah, it's the
house
first time
and-
I've been to the Shack. I'm pretty excited. There wasn't any craft services.
It's a nice place,
which was
though.
kind of fucking bullshit. There wasn't any sandwiches,
Yeah,
and
hey,
nobody offered me a cold beverage. This is fucking bullshit.
Fucked up,
But you
man.
didn't get shot at.
But I didn't get shot at.
And the bullet holes are real. You can see them with your
Oh, they are
with your own
real.
eyes.
I was kind of worried about the ceiling. I drove into this place. It looked like the roof was
It's a
like
little-
bowing a little bit.
Yeah,
This place is
Yeah.
wild.
I mean,
It's a meth shack.
But it's home.
we threw
It's
a little
home.
lipstick on it.
yeah, you polished the turd a little
we
bit.
dressed her up.
We dressed her up
We
some.
still ain't got a ballast for that light though.
No,
No.
I thought you had a pine
We're
tree
here
hanging
every
from the
Tuesday and
vent.
that light don't work.
Every Tuesday.
You know, all the guys that are taking part in doing this, I know we're not famous, we're not movie stars by all means. Hell, we don't even see us on TV. But if y'all like what you see and you're getting a kick out of it or not, go up and say hi to Wiley or somebody, man. He's really a good guy. He really doesn't give a fuck.
tell
But
everybody
he wants
here.
to.
Fucked him over, didn't you?
Yeah, he He wants everybody
Man, he
to
wants
you
to
know,
shake your hand.
go
Pull
up
that
to somebody
sweaty ass
that's
fucking hand
running
out of your
this-
pocket.
Just wipe your ass with and scratch your balls.
and shake Wiley's hand.
Yeah, shake his hand.
He'd
And, you know,
love it.
but just come say hi to all the people that are help putting this
Now,
on, man,
somebody's
because
gonna
it's hard.
squeeze too hard, break his hand. He ain't gonna be able to flag it.
What about for Nick?
Yeah, for Nick.
What about for Nick?
Yeah.
You got to say hi to Nick. Nick, dude.
No, I'm good.
No, come on. No.
All right, so there you go, Outlaw Armageddon. Now, I think that we will revisit this when it gets a little closer, and we'll get you back in here and find out how things are going. You know, what the tickets are looking like, how many people are going to be there. You know, rule changes, card changes, anything like that. We'll go over all that. I think we'll get you back in here and talk about it because I want to find out how things are shaping out. Because the drama of this race is unfolding every day. New shit happens every day. New people are coming. New people are staying home. New shit happens every day. So let's see where we end up at the next venture here before we get there. So now, since Nick has never been to our little show, Mark, we've already done this with you. We know you.
Yep.
We
know
Nick.
you like shaved.
Nick,
Sorry, Nick.
the
I get
top,
questions?
the top 10, buddy. Here,
All right.
here
Our top
we
10.
go.
All right. Do I get one of those official
Hey,
numbers
I
now?
really-
Can I post like?
He just said, "Do I get one of those official numbers?"
Can I post like a number like?
Hey, you get to the internet and check it out on the Chief and Shawn show, and you'll get your number.
He hadn't done one yet either.
Okay, right on. All right, so Nick, hey, this is the first time. This is the only time that this question has ever mattered.
I know.
How cool is that?
That's weird.
All right, so Nick,
All right, you made me nervous.
number
Here I go.
10, carb or fuel injected?
Carburetor, because I'm too stupid to run a computer.
That is so weak.
So that's
Shut the fuck up.
So far, it's,
Mark has been fuel injected ever since.
so far it's Nick,
Thank you.
JJ, and Monza have said carbureted.
Yep.
Dude, I raced a
Fonz said it
1979
with a cigarette
Chevette.
in his mouth,
Yeah.
though.
Number 9, farm truck or Asian?
Asian.
Asian. I got a lot.
Wow, with no hesitation.
None. Didn't even
Damn.
think about it. Why don't you like farm truck, man? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not a farm. I am a farm truck fan, but I'm like an Asian fan
like
girl
Asians.
apparently. Yeah,
So
I'm
you like
I'm
Asian.
an Asian guy.
Do you like
Oh, okay,
Chinese,
there
do you
you
like
go.
Chinese food?
You like
He's
Sure.
pretty.
Yeah, okay.
He's pretty.
It works out.
He's a good-looking man. He takes care of himself.
Number 8, big tire or small tire?
Big tire.
Wow.
All right.
I didn't know that.
Number 7, bracket race or no prep? Because now you bracket race, right?
I do. I mean, I have a bracket car, but I'm going to look at my
you're a
company and say
bracket
no
racer.
prep.
So you're-
Okay.
That's the best
Present
decision
company-
you ever said.
present
Nick.
So what
company
about grudge race?
Being the smallest motherfucker in the room, I'm going to say no prep.
Yeah. But since you're a bracket racer and you said no prep, that means a lot. You just gave up all your bracket racing buddies because they were expecting.
I lost my cred. One guy was I going to be the only guy that said bracket racing?
When you show up, all 9 of your buddies are gonna be pissed when you show up at the next bracket race.
Man, I have 10 buddies.
So grudge race or no prep then? Because you were at Denton, you were around the grudge race. The big
Man, grudge racing in Texas was different than grudge.
Yeah,
We need a grudge
there is
scene
no
up here.
Grudge scene here.
Yeah, I mean, for now, I'd say no prep, but you know,
Okay.
10 years ago, you'd ask me, I'd have said grudge race.
Yeah.
I mean, those grudge races that North Star used to come to.
Oh, man.
Dude was talking about,
So
I got
cool.
that in quarters.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's one of the best internet videos
I
there
could
ever
not
is.
take a
We
drug
paid our
test
tuition.
after a grudge race.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
we
my
paid our
God.
tuition down there at Denton whenever you were
Oh,
there.
man, that dude just
Many
screaming at you about
times.
quarters, and it was
There's
so
still
great.
there's still videos. Of
Hey, I
that.
learned a lot from Denton.
Oh,
We
it
loved
was good times.
We loved the Denton grudge races. You know what I mean? That's
We'd
how
always
I-
look back and go, ah.
Number 6, flashlight or arm drop?
Flashlight.
yes. I
Mark's
surround
over there.
myself with good people.
Yeah, Mark's over
Bracket
there. Don't
racing.
fuck me on
Just
this
like
one.
fucking arm
Don't
drop.
fuck me on
He's still
this
mad
one.
at him for saying big time.
I just know what Wiley will say to him if he.
Number 5, nitrous or turbo?
Turbo.
Turbo. Number 4, shaved or hairy?
Nobody likes hair.
So you're saying shaved. What you're saying is shaved. Okay, I get it, Nick. So Asian shaved. That's what you like. I got
I
it.
mean, if you're gonna pigeonhole
when
me,
he
then
goes
yeah.
when he goes on the internet to the porn site, he types in shaved Asian. That's his category. He's the guy that says 7 views.
you gotta have a category.
7 viewing. One is Nick.
One is bracket racer Nick 1320. Number 3, small block or big block?
Big block.
Right on. Number 2, Doc or Monza?
I don't feel like that's a real question on that sheet.
No, it is.
Number 2, right there, Doc or Monza?
I'll go Monza since he said carb too.
Okay.
We'll be buddies.
Doc or Monza?
You're so lying.
He said Monza. Why don't you like Doc, man? Number 1, this is the only time that we feel like that this question has ever really mattered.
Yeah.
Because everybody that we've had in here, we knew what their answer was going to be. So
Great.
number 1, street or track? Remember, hey, don't do it, Nick. The NHRA is watching. Don't do it, Nick. The NHRA is watching.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as how I make my living at the track, I'm going to say street. Street's like a vacation. The track is fucking work.
I got you. Okay, I get it now. All right, fucking A. So far, we've never had anyone say track.
Never.
All right.
You're going to have to retract that statement publicly
There'll be a memo.
in August.
All I could think about was like all the bracket racers at home going, "Don't do it, Nick. Don't do it, Nick.
This is our time to shine.
They're gonna pull your card.
Yeah.
They're gonna pull your NHRA.
Yeah, you're going to get
license."
some bad looks.
All right, well, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
then.
we
We're
appreciate
gonna-
y'all coming in,
We're gonna
man.
go get ready for Outlaw Armageddon.
Fucking name.
I'm ordering a pallet of oil and hand sanitizer right now.
Good call.
We're gonna take a bath in that shit, both of them, oil and hand sanitizer.
Yep.
All right,
All right. Thanks, guys.
see you.
Thank you, guys.